Right, guys, welcome back to Football United TV. I'm here with my cousin Tony, Anthony, and we're going to be talking about the transfer window as a whole, like mainly in the Prem, but also a little bit about what happened outside of it. And we're going to try to follow the last few hours of the transfer window, of transfer deadline day. Right after the intro, guys. All right, guys, welcome back to Football United TV once again. Cousin, how are you, mate?
Not too bad, mate. And you?
Yeah, doing okay, dude. Doing okay. Maddie, I think I have the setup right? Like, if you want to do better than this, mate, come help me, dude. You know I suck at the whole technology thing, but we're here to be talking about the transfer window as a whole. We are two Arsenal fans, but we're gonna try to, not make it an Arsenal show. It's not what the purpose is. Actually, like we don't have a lot to say about what Arsenal did this transfer window, do we, cousin?
No,
Yeah,
we don't. No.
it
Boy,
would
mate.
make a long stream. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we have Twitter on alert, right? Like we're gonna hear if something happens. So we're gonna let you know if something last minute comes up. But I'm thinking we're gonna go through the 20 clubs in the Premier League. Then I'll talk a little bit about what's happening outside. You okay with that, cousin?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right. Yeah. Big up talk. I love this intro too, mate. I mean, you love Brasilia? Why like that specific city, or is that like just a funky way of saying Brazil? Because that's our capital. Sorry, just spelt wrong. But anyway, big up, mate. And always like as always, thank you for that awesome
That's a
intro.
funky way, I think, cuz. That's a funky way of seeing Brazil.
Okay, Brasilia. Yeah, I get it. I get it. That makes sense. Looks snazzy, guys. Big up all. I don't know what snazzy is. I don't know what this is either, actually. If you want to translate, not bothered, is that not bothered?
It means looking snazzy means you're looking good.
Okay. What
So
about
you're
this
looking good,
bothered
cuz.
here?
Um,
Bothered?
not bothered about the background. I think he's saying the answer to your question. I think he's
Okay.
just with the transfers and that. I think he's saying you've been working out as well, cuz. So
Oh yeah. You see this?
definitely.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's a healthy man right here. I look blue as well. People are probably gonna assume I'm from the same planet Talk is.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get this started, right? Unfortunately for everyone, if we're gonna do this alphabetically, you know where we're starting, right? Yeah. So I wanna ask you guys for like a couple of seconds of silence, just so that you can see quietly our reaction to this transfer window. Yeah. Okay. I think we're what okay, let me just I'm gonna name the players that left because we don't have anyone coming. Yeah, we have two American players joining in the summer, and I mean, if you listen to the way I talk, you're gonna find out that I like America very much, right? But I've never heard of these two, and they're not joining now, so it can't possibly excite me in a window where we lost. Fowler and Balogun left on loan to Middlesbrough. Ainsley Maitland-Niles left for Roma on loan as well. Sead Kolasinac left for good, probably for the best, but to Marseille. Callum Chambers joined Villa. We don't know if it's for free or for 2 million. Mari went on loan to 2 million. Mari went on loan to Udinese. Then, while the rest is a bunch of youngsters, I don't have to name them. What'd you make of this, cuz?
To be honest with you, it's been our transfer window at the minute. I mean, Arsenal are getting rid of players. Obviously, I think it's to free up their wage bill. Obviously, and I mean, it's surprising that going back yesterday, we sold all these players. I mean, Callum Chambers was the last player to leave yesterday, and we've actually got no one in to replace him. So it was a bit unexpected there. So I just bear me a sec, cuz my phone's on the screen.
It's all good.
So basically it is a nightmare, to be honest with you. Whether we're going to get someone in, which we are going to be talking about, by the way. But yeah, I think with Arsenal, they left it too late. They should have got someone within the first or maybe second week, to get some of these players in. We've lost out on players, as you know. We've been after them. We've lost out on them. So I don't think on our behalf and our board, we haven't really done any good business in this window.
Yeah. I think it looks like Arsenal's planning very much so long term. Like we're not thinking about this season whatsoever. I think they just did the math. It's 17 more games. We have like 18 professional players and like one or two academy players that can probably get a couple of minutes for the remaining of the season. It does hurt our chances of getting top four, very much so, because no one around us did anything too special, right? Like I feel like Tottenham's actually the team that improved the most with two players that I really don't feel like they're going to bring in too much to the table. But it was our chance to, pretty much guarantee top four if we improved our team. And if anything, I know 90% of the players that left weren't getting any minutes. And long term, no one wanted them here. That's not bad overall. It's just that it leaves us short. So technically our squad's not really worse, but it is shorter. And we have less coverage.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it's confusing, mate. I think we spent a long time chasing Vlahovic. I don't think we missed out. I mean, we missed out on Bruno Guimarães, sure. But I think that's something like that was a rumor. I don't think Arsenal even went for him. Because I think if we did, we would have gotten him. Like, he wanted to come. Just that Arsenal was prioritizing Vlahovic.
Yeah, I think what it was, obviously, he was on the Arsenal radar. We went in for him. We just put a bid in. To be honest with you, I don't think Arsenal had a lot of pulling power, obviously to bring him in. So with not having that pulling power, that obviously he's left and he's gone to Juventus. So that was a surprising shock there because we was all expecting him to sign. I mean, like what you said, with the top four, I think if we would have signed him and maybe got a decent DM in, maybe someone like what we've heard of, like a Ruben Neves or someone like that, maybe we could have got top four. Someone that can score us goals and someone that can help us in the defensive midfield area in front of the defense. Obviously, we would have most probably have had more chance of a top four or trying to challenge for the top four. The way things are going at the minute, I just think I can't see it. I think, to be honest with you, we might finish. I'm going to say seventh, but it won't surprise me if we finish bloody eighth again. So
that's the thing, and it's not a huge problem if we finish fifth. Like it's still like an improvement. We're going to be in Europe. We have some pulling power, but if we finish outside of Europe again, dude, like we have a lot of exciting young talent that's gonna want to leave the club.
Yeah, I know it is a shame really because let's say if we do finish eighth at the end of this season, I think we spent like roughly almost 150 million at the beginning of the season for what? To finish eighth again. So, I mean, obviously things are going to be looked into that. I think the strain there would be on Arteta, personally. saying, well, hang on, we finished 8th last 2 seasons. We've given you 150 million to spend. I mean, I know there's been departures from our club already, which obviously in one way is good. In one way, it's like what you said. These players we didn't want, so they have been departing. Some of them, obviously, most of them has been leaving. But within the January transfer window, you do need to buy in at least one, maybe two. But the way things are going at the minute, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I'm looking now, and to be honest with you, there's an hour and 45 minutes left of this transfer window. So what's going to happen? They got to start doing something.
Yeah, no, I don't see anything happening because at this point the only way Arsenal gets someone is paying a release clause, and like you look at the players that are out there, it's not like it would be a mistake to pay over 70 million right now for Isaac. He's not like
Yeah.
I'd love for him to join me if they accepted like 50 million. That's already very expensive, but if they accepted it, I'd be happy with it because it's something we're trying. He's not scoring a lot of goals now, but he scored multiple goals when he was playing alongside Odegaard. So that's something to look forward to. He's young. He's another number. He's another body in the squad, right? Because we need numbers now. But 70, it would be a mistake. It's like, it's a desperate buy, and it could hurt us in the future.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a video on him on YouTube, and he's got videos of him. Basically, all of his goals, which he for the club, he has actually scored 40 goals already for the club.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they are good goals, mate. They're top quality goals. And I think to be honest with you, I mean 70 million. I think you look at it and you think, like, that's a bit too dear for him. You do, because you never really heard of the person. But when you've actually seen the video, and obviously because of his age, he's either 22 or 23.
22.
But he's you pay that money, and he's going to be there for a consistent amount of years. I mean, I'm guessing he most probably signed something like maybe a 7-year contract that would take him up
It
to
would
around
probably
about
be a
30.
5.5.
Or a 5-year contract. But I mean, once you break that 70 million down over the seasons that he's there at Arsenal, it doesn't work out that bad, So
it's a lot of money, right? Like you look at
yeah,
that figure, like it's money that you saw that it was a mistake to pay that in Pepe. It was a play.
yeah,
Pepe was a player that had one phenomenal season and a couple of good ones before that. Isaac would be like a player that had a good season the season before. He's having an average season now. He's got a great goal scoring record. I was like a couple of people prefer DCL over him, Calvert-Lewin. In addition to
yeah,
Calvert-Lewin being very injury prone, Isaac's goal scoring record's much better than his. Like he's got like 10 or 20 more goals than DCL with a lot less games because he's much younger.
yeah,
So I'd be excited. Just like it's not my money. If they spend 70, who gives a crap? Like I'd rather that than not anything happening. By the way, I didn't mention Aubameyang leaving. That might very well happen. It looks like it is happening for free. By the way,
Well, it has happened. He's gone.
no, yeah, it's looking solid, but it hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah,
So we're gonna
it's
hang
been
on.
it's been announced.
There you go.
It's been
Aubameyang,
announced. Yeah, Aubameyang, he's gone to Barcelona for free.
yeah,
I
it's not
think
alone. Yeah.
it's not a loan. It was going to be a loan, but he's gone to Barcelona for free. I think they negotiated a wage deal with him, whether they're going to pay him the full 300k a week or he had to come down a bit in wages. But apparently, doing this with Arsenal selling Aubameyang for free, apparently Arsenal are 25 million pounds now better off doing that. So they saved money there in the long run of 25 million. So whether that 25 million is going to either be spent in this remaining window of an hour and 40 minutes left, or it's going to be spent go towards a player, obviously for next season. So that's all I know at the minute. I mean, been doing some notes here, so
Yeah,
but yeah, that's what we know.
guys, like it's very naive to look at it and think we need Aubameyang back because we haven't been scoring goals when he was when he wasn't here. We weren't
Mm,
scoring goals when he was here. I
yeah,
want to remind you all that Aubameyang was worse than what Lacazette has been doing recently. Like he was
yeah,
missing chances much worse than the chances that Lacazette has been missing. And we'd score the chances Lacazette's been missing. But
yeah,
Aubameyang's ones, like, dude, a raccoon would score those. Like any animal on the planet that knew the ball had to go to the back of the net like that, that made no sense. It's
yeah,
either like he forgot how to play football or he wanted to go. It's happened before in his career. Aubameyang has a tendency of stopping his football altogether, like not training well anymore. To just like it happened when he wanted to come here, when he wanted to leave Borussia. So there you go. I think we got to move on from Arsenal. If something else happens, we'll let you know. We don't know
yeah.
anything about the two guys that are coming in the summer. Anything?
No, it's just the goalkeeper Turner. Apparently, he's rated highly in the
Yeah,
American League. Apparently, is apparently his stats. If you compare his stats to I'll say our reserve goalkeeper Leno's stats. Apparently, Leno's is he's got better stats than Leno's got better stats than him, but it's different football over there, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
yeah,
so I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think it'd be a bad signing. I mean, obviously, it's going to free up Leno anyway. I mean,
yeah.
at the end of this, he's not going to go in this window. Leno, he'd be gone by next season anyway. So that's not a bad goalkeeper for for a number two.
No, yeah, it
This
makes sense.
Yeah, it
Shoot.
does, and the wages is cheaper as well. Look,
Oh
so
yeah,
hell of a lot cheaper. But this other guy, this defender, Austin Trusty.
Austin Trusty. Yeah,
Yeah. We signed him, and obviously we've loaned him back to the team who we bought him from. So he's going to be coming in next season. But um, I just know he's a defender. I'm not too sure. I think his comes up as an undisclosed fee, and
yeah.
um, and that's it. I haven't seen nothing of him, so I couldn't tell you anything about him. So he must be good if Arsenal wants him, or at or fifty
I
fifty.
It looks like okay. I'm gonna briefly talk about that. We're gonna move on, guys. Sorry to stay a little. You put two Arsenal fans in here, like it's gonna happen, but we're gonna move on very soon. Matt Turner. Two things I want to say. First of all, if his stats are a little worse than Leno's, Leno is a good goalkeeper, so it's okay, right? Like for a backup goalie, it's all right to downgrade. I expect it, if I'm being honest. Like I don't think Arsenal's in a position to have a second goalie of the quality of Leno anyway. Like it's money poorly spent. But second, the MLS is much worse than the Premier League, yes. But the way it works in there with the salary caps and all of that, like you can only have I think like three expensive players, so that all goes to the attack. The center backs, like the defending in the MLS, is really poor. So I'm assuming, and you see that with highlights. Like you see the defending is horrendous. Like you talk to MLS fans, they acknowledge that defending is just horrendous. So like I'm gonna get to the defender in a second, but so that tells me that the goalkeepers, I'm assuming, have a lot to do because the players ahead of them are not doing a great job. Trusty, that looks like a under 23 buy, even though he's 23 years old. Like he's very unknown. Like I never heard of him at all. Like I went to check him out. Like he's got like less than 6,000 followers on Instagram. That tells me he's not even a big name in the team he's playing. So maybe it's just like something, the scouting saw, like he can do a job, like he can become a solid squad player. I don't know. Like couldn't
Yeah.
tell you much more than that.
No, I couldn't see much. I couldn't add his. You, you would know more than me, cuz on him. So I'm just agreeing with what you're saying, and that's it. Really, I couldn't
Yeah.
I couldn't I couldn't say any more on him.
Well, all I know is that he's a big bloke, 193. So he's a big fella.
Ah, well, you might do well then.
Yeah. Well, it's always a good thing in a physical league. Okay,
Yeah.
let's get to the second team. And this one, dude, their fans are probably jumping up and down because they've had an exciting transfer window. Villa, the villains, dude. Coutinho from Barcelona on loan, Digne from Everton. That one really surprised me. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Callum Chambers from Arsenal, which, by the way, biggest surprise ever. No one had no idea that could happen. Out of the blue, he's there.
Done.
Then Kerr Smith from Dundee United, don't know the player, and Robin Olsen. I think he's a young player from Roma. Maybe he's not that young. I don't know the player. On loan as well. And the only relevant player they've had left, well, two actually, they've had leave, sorry. So El Ghazi went to Everton on loan, and Target joined Newcastle on loan. So yeah, they lost two players. They brought in three very relevant players. What are your thoughts on that, cousin?
Well, to
Exciting,
be
right?
honest, yeah, if anybody said to me, with all the deals Bob Villa's done, if it's a hit or a miss, I'll see is a hit. Basically, what Steven Gerrard done, he knew he was actually low in these positions and wanted new players in. And obviously, he's
Yep.
got that. He's fulfilled every single position that he wanted. Um, I mean, fair play to him, bringing in Coutinho, scoring on his debut, coming on his. I think he come on his sub, didn't he? I didn't think he started from the beginning,
No, no,
but
no. He came out as a sub. Yeah.
yeah, and and that was brilliant on them. Callum Chambers, I think. Well, we all know what he's like. He's played for us. He's gone on loan to Fulham. We've seen him in the Premier League when he originally started off at Southampton. So, I mean, that's a tick in the box. For Villa, and all the other ones as well. I mean, it's confirmed that Aston Villa are making no more signings in this transfer window now. They've got every single player they wanted for their positions, and also there could be. They say never. There could be a few players that could leave Villa. So fingers crossed, one of them might come to Arsenal, especially in that midfielder.
Douglas Luiz. Yeah, that's
Louise,
not
yeah,
happening, dude. That's not happening. I The problem with that whole the fact that I thought Bruno Guimarães was linked with us means that I'm not gonna get excited about any other midfielder because he was my favorite for that. I'd take Douglas Luiz very happily, though. I feel like he'd do a job for us. I think he prefers playing on the left side. Yeah, dude. I think they did well. They spoke of Suarez as well, like Luisito Suarez, and that would have been so exciting for them, like more than any other player they just brought. I don't
yeah,
think Coutinho's gonna go back to what he played in Liverpool. Like that's never gonna happen again.
no,
But I'm sure he's still gonna do a job at Villa. They have a good team, dude. They're improving fast.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
exciting times.
I
Exciting
mean,
times for them.
yeah, it's exciting times for Villa. I mean, if I was a fan, I'd be happy. I mean, I
Yeah,
think you've got to predict them now. I mean, they're going to finish top 10. They are definitely. I think they're going to finish
yeah,
top 10. So,
yeah. I think so
that's
too.
yeah. So it's good for them.
Yeah, yeah, mate. Yeah, very exciting. They still like. I think Jared's a little bit overhyped, but because you look at the results, like they haven't done much. And Celtic wasn't doing too well when he was doing great things at Rangers. So I don't think he's shown enough to like for all the hype about him. But I don't know, just the players, the squad they have, like the whole their team's probably as good as ours actually. If you look at
Yeah,
the whole squad, like they definitely
yeah.
have more depth than us. So yeah,
If not
I don't know.
better.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And I feel like Chambers he's gonna do a job, dude. He's a good English player. Like he's
Yeah,
gonna have a good solid career getting a lot of minutes if he stays in like mid table clubs.
yeah, yeah.
If he
I
goes
mean,
for bigger clubs like us, he'd have been a squad player, and I don't know why we let him go. He's the one
no,
I'm the most upset about.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you look at Chambers. I mean, he could fall Philip with Villa because obviously, as we know, Chambers can actually play centre back and right back. And then
And DM.
if you're stuck in that DM position as well, you can shove him in there as well. So to sign a player for 2 million and that can do three different positions.
Yeah,
I mean, you got a bargain. So I mean,
absolutely.
fair play to them.
Absolutely. And it looks like Arsenal had an option to renew his contract, right, in December.
It did,
So
yeah, but he for some particular reason he wasn't interested. I think deep down he knew obviously he wasn't happy, and if he could have got a move anywhere,
yeah, that makes
he most
sense.
probably would have gone. So
That makes a lot of sense. All right, we move on to Brentford. I don't know this first kid from FC Midley, Midtjylland, a club with a very weird spelling name. Sorry, I have no idea where the club's from either. It looks Scandinavian, but on
yeah.
loan, Jonas Lossel. But they've brought in Ericsson for free on a
Well,
6-month contract.
do you know what I mean? I mean a team being like Brentford to bring in Christian Eriksen on a 6 months contract. That's a fantastic deal. I mean, despite obviously, we was all worried about him, what happened to him in the Euros, wondering whether he was going to get well, whether he's going to play again, and he must be 100% now better. Thank God for that. Because he's such a talented player, and I mean, obviously when he played for Tottenham, he was, for me, in my own opinion, he was the view. He was the view. He was the guy that actually was assisting Harry Kane for his goals when they
Oh
were
yeah.
both there at Tottenham. Definitely,
Hmm.
And I mean, and for him to go to Brentford, I mean, him to play behind that Ivan Toney, I think that's going to be great. He has scored goals, Christian Eriksen, but also he'll be that creator for Tony as well up front. So I think you'll see Tony scoring lots more goals now as soon as Eriksen's on board. So it is a great move for him. I'd
Yeah.
be see him again. If I was a Brentford fan, I'll be happy with that. Excited.
Yeah. I think so too, man. And I hope it works out. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be a slow start because he hasn't
Yeah,
played in a minute. But
yeah.
I hope it works out. I don't think they lost anyone of any
No,
notoriety. But dude,
I
I
mean
I
for the
gotta go ahead.
I
Go
mean
ahead.
for the fans to go into that Brentford stadium, even if Ericsson played an hour or 65 minutes, it'd be a joy to watch him
Oh yeah,
as a fan
absolutely.
and seeing him in a Brentford t-shirt as well.
Yeah,
So
dude, for sure. He's a big player, mate. I
yeah,
agreeing with you. I think in his period in Spurs, I would say he was the best player. I'd
yeah,
honestly
yeah,
say he was the best player overall. I know Son was amazing as I always felt like Kane was second best, but
yeah,
yeah, mate, I was a big fan of his, and I gotta be honest, I would have probably taken him on a 6-month contract as well, dude.
yeah,
Look at our squad right now. I'd be happy with that. Plus, it
yeah.
would probably piss off some Tottenham fans, the one or two. Okay, Brighton. I Brighton's gonna get a little tougher here because I have no idea who these players are, but Kasper Kozlowski from, I'm assuming he's Polish.
Yeah.
Sounds Polish, looks Polish when you read it. From Pogon Szczecin, right? £8 million. So I'm assuming he's highly rated. I'm gonna try to look it up. And the other one is Denis Undav from Royal Union Saint Gilloise
Yeah,
for six
I
million.
actually 6 million that was. Yeah, I actually seen that one up on when it came up on Sky Sports News. Never ever have I ever heard of a player, not one of them. But then again, with Brighton, trouble is though, is a team with it's not a lot of money, and if they're going to sign players in this season, do you know what I mean? In this window, sorry, it's going to be players like that for Brighton. But I mean, the manager, the Brighton manager, there, he can. I think he could buy a player at 8 million, turn him into something like maybe like a 25, 30 million pound player, like towards the end of it. So but yeah, I mean that they're just spending what the championship top championship teams would actually spend on players.
Yeah,
Brighton is roughly one of them. So you expect that from Brighton. They won't spend no more than £10 million on a player. So I mean, fair play to them. They've got three players in.
two,
He's got,
three. Who's a third?
sorry, no, it's two in it.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it two
two,
players?
two.
Yeah, two players. Sorry,
Kozlovsky
yeah,
and
two.
Undav. Yeah.
So yeah, as well. I was looking at your notes. I was reading something else as well. So sorry. Yeah. But yeah, these two players they come in. Yeah, I think they might do well. But it is what it is, really. I mean, you
Yeah.
just wish them all the best, and
Hey,
hopefully
that's a lot
Potter.
of money for the leagues that they're being bought from. I hear you. I think
Yeah,
Brighton has an amazing manager. I'd say he's the best manager from the smaller teams. I'd say that
yeah,
confidently, actually. I'm a big fan of his. But I don't know. Like, I don't know where these. The second one, like Royal Union Saint Gilloise, I've never, like, I don't know where that's from. I'm assuming, like, it could be. Let's look it up. Let's look it
yeah,
up because that looks like a
yeah.
record sale from a smaller league. What is
Well,
it?
I
Royal
don't know
Union.
if we're covering this, but breaking news just in: Rangers has actually signed Aaron Ramsey now on loan. He's gone there,
Yeah.
so that's a good sign. Well, good for Rangers, bad for Celtic. So let's just say that and leave it at that. But I think he'll do well in Scotland. They're saying that he's most probably one of the signings since when Paul Gascoigne went to Rangers, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it works out. I'm surprised he didn't come to the Prem. I'm
Yeah, I
assuming
was
he just
surprised.
wants like some free titles, right? Because that's what he's gonna get at Rangers.
Well, yeah, I was surprised. In all fairness, a player like Aaron Ramsey, I was surprised someone like a Newcastle United or a Burnley didn't snap him up, sort of thing. But
I think he chose not to go to Burnley, didn't he? I think they
I
wanted him.
yeah, they wanted him, but I think
Yeah.
he turned him down.
By
But
the way, that
Newcastle,
club known as Union, it's a Belgian club. I'm
oh, is it?
assuming it's the biggest sale they've ever made because that's a lot of money. Like we're looking at the big clubs constantly, and we forget how much money 8 million is.
Hmm,
6 million in this case. 8 million for
yeah,
a Polish kid. But but yeah, they've loaned out a couple of players. I don't think they've lost anyone of any notoriety either. Um, by the way, guys, if you have any comments about the people we're talking about in the chats, please do let us know. Maddie really wants to talk about abroad. In South America right now, mate, there's a couple of famous players that came back to Brazil, like Renato Augusto, some players that you saw in the national team. But like recently, as in like today, I don't think anything happened. I think most of the businesses were established in 2021 by the end of the. At least that's how it worked with Fluminense. But I was gonna wait until the end of the prem here. But if you want us to talk a little bit about abroad, I feel like Juventus is a big name in this one because everyone was saying they had no money and they found a way to make like I don't know 60 plus million from Tottenham alone and two very unimpressive players. And with that money and just a little bit on top, they got Vlahovic, arguably the second most exciting, new striker because Mbappe is young, but he's been around for a couple years. So it's Haaland, then Vlahovic. And they got Zakaria as well, who's he's not amazing, but he's a highly sought after player, and Switzerland international. A lot of big teams were looking at him. United was looking at him. A lot of Arsenal fans wanted him, so they got him for like 13 million altogether, like 8 up front, 5 in bonuses, or the other way around, or
yeah.
was it 5 plus 3 actually? So okay, I'll mate, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. M is way down the line. We're still in B. Be patient, Maddie. Be patient. But yeah, what do you think of Juventus's businesses? I know like those are like, famous players. So
Yeah, I mean they've done a few. They've obviously got rid of a couple as well, haven't they? Which
yeah,
obviously we be coming up to it. They've gone to Tottenham, but you know, but yeah, I mean the striker they signed who we was after, they got him. I think that was a combined all in total. Was that something like 60? Am I right by saying something like 60 mil, 65 million or something like that?
Yeah, I think very little of that's going to be paid up front, right? Because I feel
Yeah,
like one is permanent, but it's like structured payments, and the other
yeah,
one's loan with the obligation. But yeah, it's going to be
yeah,
it's going to be a big number.
yeah. I'm confused with that one as well as you, because we've been reported that the likes of Barcelona, Juventus, I think was it Real Madrid in there, and they were stuck on wages. They had to lower their wages, and financially they weren't that great. But for some particular reason, they've especially Juventus, they've actually pulled that out of the bag, haven't they? Spending 65 million on I forgot his name. What's his name now?
Vlahovic.
Bagovic. Yeah, yeah. So he's but yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know how they got him. Maybe they had a link from a bank or something. I don't know. So but
Dude,
yeah, I mean, fair play
it
to him.
just shows you what a big club's supposed to be doing, right? Because
Yeah,
Juventus had nothing to spend. They got
exactly.
Vlahovic and Zakaria.
Yeah,
And Arsenal had 50 million to spend. We got nothing done. We only got rid of players. So it shows the difference in ambitions and all of that. But yeah. Anyway, anyway, let's talk about other other less who's next? Burnley. No, and this I'm sorry I keep bringing up Arsenal guys. It's just it's in my DNA, but Burnley upgraded on Wood because they got Veghorst. So Burnley improved their squad and we didn't. That's
yeah. I mean, for him, Weghorst obviously it was 12 million pounds, wasn't it, from Wolfsburg. Um, this was the signing that Burnley fans wanted. They honestly got it was the sign they wanted. They've got it. They're excited. They're all happy now. Um, is good in one way because obviously they saw Woods, didn't they?
yeah,
They went to Newcastle, so obviously
yeah,
they needed a striker to come in to obviously replace Woods. Which, in all fairness, they got this striker now, workhorse. So I think, I I think give him a few games, just to get time to settle in and all that, and he's going to be excited for them. I'm not too sure if it's enough for them uh, to
I
survive.
was gonna ask you. Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. I
I
don't think
don't.
either.
I don't think it is. I think he's going to be a striker there. He's going to play well. You score some goals. You get more of the players involved and created around the 18-yard box. That's his game,
Yeah,
and that's his style of play as well. He scores good goals, not prolific goal score. His goals is more like just like either in the 6-yard box, just outside the 6-yard box as well. He's a striker. It could be there at the right time and score
yeah.
goals. Um, but yeah, it'll help Burnley maybe to get a few more points on the table, but survival, I can't see it.
Yeah. No, I still feel like they're getting relegated. And
Yeah,
well, Matt knows a bit about the player. He scores 16 a season roughly for Wolfsburg.
he does. Yeah, he does
Six foot
score a few.
six, big bloke. I believe great for long balls. Yeah, I mean for the playing style, for like the most consistent playing style in smaller clubs in England, it's good to have a big guy up front. So yeah, big up for them. I feel like it's not going to be enough, but like just I thought it was going to be miserable for them when they lost Wood, and yeah, they brought in arguably a better player. Actually, it makes Newcastle look a little stupid because they overpaid for Wood, like 25 million for Chris Wood. That's a little foolish, but
Yeah,
like English taxes and all of that. Okay, well, thankfully, just like to help cousin and I not to kill ourselves, Chelsea didn't do much. Chelsea's also like stagnated this transfer window. They've loaned out a couple of young players. They brought in another young player, I'm assuming, for the youth setup as well, Dylan Williams. Let me take that comment off. Sorry.
yeah,
Uh, Palace, same thing. They've loaned out a couple of players. They didn't. They tried getting a couple of players. They wanted Eddie Nketiah, right, for the biggest
yeah.
part of the window, but they brought in
Because
no one.
yeah, there is talks that with Chelsea. I seen it earlier. They're trying to get the Barcelona player. Is it Dembele? He's trying to get him on loan till the end of the season. I mean, that was going. It said that around about two, maybe 3 o'clock this morning. So
The second you said that, Fabrizio tweeted, Usman Dembele stays at Barcelona. He's
did
never
it?
been really close to sign with any clubs this January.
Get him on
Man
this
United,
stream now. Get him on the stream now. I want to talk to him.
Man United, not even interested. Chelsea never opened talks. Tottenham never been close. No interest in Arsenal swap. No club's agreement with PSG. The truth of the matter is, Usman Dembele he's a talented player, but he's a little bit problematic, and he's got huge injury issues. Huge. He's had like one or two good seasons, and he's probably not even that young anymore. Like he's become a
No.
liability. He gets paid a lot of money. It's not looking
Yeah,
good for the rest of his career.
it's quite surprising actually, because I think he went to obviously he went to Barcelona. Wasn't it a fee of around about 50 million
When he went to Barca,
when he went to Barca? Yeah, I think he went
it
for
might
about
have been more than that. It might have been
50,
more.
60 million. I'm just saying it was. I know it was high, but um,
Dude, I
I
think it was close to 100 because I think they spent all the money from Neymar, and Neymar was actually like over 200, right?
yeah,
I think they spent all that money in Coutinho and Dembele, and I think
actually
Dembele was like
yeah
100, and Coutinho was
yeah
140.
yeah
You know what? Matt raises a good point. They're good friends. Yes, they are. And they played very well together. When Dembele's in his prime, it favors the playing style of Aubameyang. When he was in his prime and fast as well, Aubameyang has
yeah.
lost most of his speed. But still, like, I don't know. They're probably going to be happy to be playing together. They're good friends. I know that. For a while, like a lot of Arsenal fans, like that's 2 or 3 years ago, were excited because they saw Dembele partying, like in Aubameyang's, I don't know, son's birthday or
So
something like that.
yeah,
You had Dembele, Lacazette,
yeah.
Socrates, Mkhitaryan, and Aubameyang there. So yeah, Dembele must be coming. Glad he didn't though, because he hasn't
No,
done anything since then.
no.
Um, but yeah, he's not going anywhere. So it looks like Chelsea's not going to be doing anything either, much like
No.
Arsenal. Palace, unfortunately for Patrick Vieira, I don't think they're going to be getting anyone in either. Now, here's a team that had a lot of movement. Everton. They're a mess this season, a huge mess. Like they're fighting to stay in the Premier League right now. They don't have a bad squad, but it's looking in shambles. They had Digne leave. That was really surprising, at least to me. Like I wasn't expecting that. They've brought in a couple of, well, unknown players. I'm assuming they're famous wherever they're from, and they're like exciting talents. But Mikolenko from Dynamo Kiev and Patterson from Rangers. Do you know this Patterson kid? You watch some Scottish football.
I watched some Scottish football. This Patterson, I think he's a young player. I think he's one for the future.
Okay.
Um, Obviously, because we're on Everton, and we got to talk because they've done more than this. Obviously, they
Oh no, yeah,
signed they signed Dalieli from Tottenham.
that's the
He's
big
gone
one. Yeah,
there. They got Donny van der Beek from Man United on loan. They've
yeah.
got him, and also obviously in this transfer window, everybody goes on about players, but with Everton is the new manager Frank Lampard. Obviously coming in, he's obviously their new manager. He's blocked the move of Calvert-Lewin going to Arsenal. He wanted that. He said no, he's not going anywhere. I want to keep him.
I
So
don't
if
think Arsenal actually tried to make that happen, mate.
no, I'm not too sure on that one. But I gotta be honest with you. I think out of I don't get me wrong. I think that's one of the to me that's one of the best windows going at the minute. Is what Everton's done.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I really
They got
think
El
so. I mean,
Ghazi from Villa as well on loan.
but yeah, they got him, and obviously this time is like what we said with players, but this time is within the manager Frank Lampard. I think he'll do well. I think he'll just gradually start winning them games and just slowly climbing up the league. Um, he's a big name, you know, so he can attract some players, decent players there for obviously next season. I got to be honest with you. I think next season, I think Everton will do well. I really think they can aim for Europa League next season.
I think Lampard's going to do them well. I think he's going to make them better than what they are right now, and that's going to be enough for them to stay in the Prem, probably
Mm.
finish like 12th or so. I don't believe in Lampard as a manager, and like I've been Arteta out for a long time, even though it doesn't look that way. But I still feel like Arteta can become a good manager at some point. I don't have that belief about Frank Lampard. I think he like the most he can become is an average Premier League manager, and so that's going to be
Yeah,
one step below from what Everton actually wants.
yeah. But
But he's going to bring
I
in
think
some good players.
he's definitely bringing some good players. I think someone like an Everton, to me, I understand what you're saying, but I think to myself, I think that'd be a good club for him. I think because personally, when he went from Derby County, and then he went straight into Chelsea,
Yeah,
bit like Arteta going straight into Arsenal. It was too much of a big job for them. I mean,
Mhm.
they've only just retired playing going back a few seasons ago. So,
Yeah,
and obviously it was a big job for him. I knew Frank Lampard wouldn't last. He was basically he was on borrowed time there until they could have
yeah,
brought in the
yeah. He
next
was.
manager,
Yeah, he
and
was.
that was it. So I mean, I think he's going to really do well for Everton. I mean, that Rafael Benitez, him going. I know he didn't do a great job there. I think it was something to do with that Liverpool connection. They didn't want him. The players weren't playing for him, and he did sign some decent players, Rafael Benitez. So but I think Lampard, turned that team around, and they'll be a good team next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have a strong liking for Everton because of Richarlison. So as long as he stays
yeah,
there, Everton's sort of like my second favorite club in England. Like I want him to
yeah,
do well because I love
yeah.
Richarlison to death. That's one of my favorite players. But I don't know. I don't know. I hope it works out, but I'm not too confident. Everton's another one of those clubs that like we talk about Arsenal being a flop, but dude, Everton's a huge flop. Like they've been spending a good amount of money for a long time now. They never quite do anything. They never even like compete for the positions they should. So
No,
that's a really disappointing team overall. I hope
yeah.
they get better. I really hope they do. Leeds, they've loaned out a couple of players. I think Cody Drame is the only one that's kind of known. He went to Cardiff on loan. They brought a player that I don't know who the guy is, but he comes from Espanyol,
Mm.
Mateo Joseph Fernandez. Uh, Bielsa likes the Spanish speaking players, right? Like for their playing style, it makes sense to have some Spanish players as well. Don't know who the kid is, do you?
No, I don't know who the kid is. No,
Yeah.
but apparently he likes the kid. He's actually I think what I read on here regarding the kid, he's actually because he's got his own the Leeds United manager. He's got Beyonce. He's got his own how can I say escapes technicians and all this and that. That's
Yeah.
all his, you know. So, but apparently, the scouts what you've got, they're quite known well for picking up good talent. Seeing good talent when they see it. So obviously, they've gone there, got that player. They think he's going to do well. Obviously, he will feature in a few games here and there. But
He's young, I'm
yeah,
assuming.
sorry.
Is he young?
I think he is young. Yeah, he is the youngest player. But I mean, the only reason why that was because I think what I did read earlier that the midfielder, what's that midfielder's name? Is it James? Leeds United midfielder. I forgot his play name. He's English player.
Oh, the Calvin Phillips.
Calvin Phillips. That's it. Sorry, Calvin. Yeah, Calvin Phillips. Apparently, somebody put a bid in. A Premier League team put a bid in for him.
He's a good
Calvin
player.
Phillips. Yeah, it was. I think it was in the region of £50 million. If I'm not mistaken, from what I read, this is what I read this morning. I think the team was Manchester United. I think it was Man United that put
It
a
makes
£50 million
sense.
bid in.
They're
But
looking for
I
a
mean,
midfielder.
they are looking for a midfielder, and it was 50 million. But obviously, with Man United, the way they are with that temporary manager, that Ragnick, I'm not too sure if he's going to buy anybody. So
Maddie
he's only there
says
for a
it's
temporary fee.
Weston.
Oh, it's West Ham, is it?
Weston. Yeah.
Uh, oh, it must have been West Ham then. I knew some, but he was in the region of 50 million. That's what I read.
Yeah, I mean he's probably worth that much. Like he's a good player, mate. I'd have
Yeah.
easily taken him at Arsenal too. Same thing. All right, well it's good timing actually because we're gonna skip over Leicester. Leicester hasn't done anything unless like you get some last minute thing. But Liverpool, they've loaned out some players like Nat Phillips, a couple of youngsters, right? But
Yeah.
in addition to Luis Diaz, the Colombian winger from Porto, they've just finalized the second deal. Let's see what it is. The source is Fabrizio Romano and Fabio Carvalho, Portuguese player.
Yeah.
Agreement in place for total fee around 10 million after 2 hours meeting tonight. 5-year deal ready for Carvalho. Time to prepare paperwork and sign before midnight then. Here we go. He'll stay at Fulham on loan. So Fulham player. Fabio Carvalho.
Yeah.
Not
They
very
were,
familiar with the player.
yeah, they were after him. I'd say, he was actually he's a very good player. One of the best players in the championship.
Okay.
Obviously, they snapped him up. I think some of the Premier League teams were after him, partly last season. But obviously, we obviously choose to stay at Fulham and carry on. And obviously, Liverpool snapped him up and signed him. So, but yeah, they've got a very, very good player there. Very creative in that midfield as well.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, obviously, I don't know if you know much about him, cuz, but
No, I don't.
he scored a few goals as well in that championship as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he'll come on leaps and bounds. He's sort of the players. It'd be just like a squad team member. Then most probably send him out on loan. Obviously get more experience, more game time, and that
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. And he'll most probably come back and feature in the odd game here and there for Liverpool, maybe in the Carabao Cup, next season or
Yeah.
season after. But yeah, he would do really well. Good
Yeah.
player.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Liverpool, like they've
I actually seen him. I seen him play this season. Actually, funny enough, because my
yeah.
other team where I come from, Bristol, obviously my
Yeah.
own team, Bristol City, in the
Mm-hmm.
Championship. We went down there. We knocked Fulham knocked us out in the cup, 1-0, and he played in that game. And pace on him. He's quite a pacey player. He's very good, skillful, passing's good.
Yeah.
He's
He's a
got a
winger?
hell of a shot. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he could be sort of, you could play him sort of on the wing or maybe in the middle,
Yeah.
but he's got these fluent runs, and he scored on I think he scored on the weekend actually,
Okay.
but
Okay.
but yeah, he's a very very good player, very talented.
So they're heavily spending on the attack. Or are you thinking one of the two huge African stars are going to be leaving soon, Mane or Salah?
Well, I personally think if anybody leaves out of them two, I think it's Salah because the Liverpool fans at the minute are debating whether at the minute he hasn't done it. Liverpool has offered Salah a new contract,
Yeah.
but Salah at the minute he hasn't signed it. Whether he's refusing to sign it, I don't know. But apparently, I think Salah might want to move on as far as from what I can gather anyway. So,
Yeah.
but if he does, I mean, fair play to him. If Liverpool keep him, that's fair enough. But he's such a good player. I mean, you've got to replace a player like him, like
Oh
Salah, if
yeah,
he goes,
dude.
definitely. But
Might be
I
the
mean,
best player in the world right now. So yeah, it's going to be a tough task.
exactly, yeah. So it would be a very tough task for Liverpool, and especially for Klopp. But
Yeah.
you know,
Dude, if you have a manager to do it, that's Klopp. Like he's good at
yeah,
selling players and like finding the right replacements, right? Like spending the money well. He's the perfect manager for what Liverpool does, mate. Like
yeah.
he's a great fit. What an asshole though. Allegedly. All right. Moving on to Man City. That's always a club that's going to be making some noise when it comes to the transfer window. They've actually made a lot of money this transfer window
Yes.
because they sold Ferran Torres, who didn't work out at City, like he
Yeah.
barely played, for over 50 million to
Was
Barca.
that to
That's
Barcelona? Yeah.
yeah, to Barcelona. Yeah,
Yeah.
55
Yeah.
million.
Yeah,
And
he wasn't a bad player. He's young as well, isn't he? You know, he's a bit
yeah,
obviously Pep saw quality there, and unfortunately, he never really got into that team, did he? Do you know what I mean? So but I mean, it's goodbye for Barcelona. I think he has scored goals over there, though.
I mean, from his form at City, I think it's looking a little bit expensive because he hasn't done much. But before he went to City, he was a really good player, so maybe they're counting on that. He did used to
Yeah,
play in Spain, so he is Spanish. Well, I mean, half the Spanish players in the world dream of playing for Barcelona, and the other half dreams of playing for Real Madrid, right? So it's
true.
always an exciting move for the players, and not necessarily to replace him. It it really does look like an Aguero replacement, actually. But Alvarez joined from River Plate. I'm not gonna pretend that I've seen him play multiple times, but I do know about the player. He's like one of the most exciting talents in the American continent. Very soon we're gonna be starting a show like the FITA show, Football in the Americas, and we're most likely gonna be talking about him because he's not joining City now. He's
Yeah,
he's staying at River Plate at least until the end of the season.
yeah,
But he's a really exciting player. He's a really exciting player. Like, you know, he's what you expect from an Argentinian player.
yeah,
He's a warrior. He's very skillful as well. He's got a mean
yeah.
shot, and yeah, he's young, man. He looks exciting, and he they didn't pay a lot of money for him. I can see. I mean, City are not a selling club, but if they
No,
were to be, I'm sure they get a lot more than the
yeah.
14 million they spent for him.
I was going to say the 14 million. That was what they spent on him. But yeah, I've actually seen they when they signed him, they showed a clip of him earlier today on Sky Sports News,
Yeah,
and obviously his goal ratio, from what I gathered, wasn't that bad actually. Obviously, like what you said, he's got a mean shot on him. Um, he, from what I gathered, he's got he's got skill. He's also got pace as well. So
he's fast.
that's
He's
everything.
really fast.
Every Very fast. Yeah, that's everything you need there in the striker. And obviously, he ticks all the boxes as well. And I mean, he's the sort of guy next season he would most probably would feature um, in the squad.
Yeah,
I mean, he's guaranteed to play. He most probably play some games. You'll see him as sub, coming on his sub as well. So, but yeah, I feel that he's gonna be a decent player.
yeah,
He's gonna be good for obviously Man City. You know,
yeah,
I mean, to get that player in, like what you said, it could be like to replace an Aguero or another Aguero, as what they're
yeah.
saying. So
Which is going to
yeah,
put a lot of pressure on the player, right? Because you're talking about the biggest player in the team's history, and
yeah,
it's immediate, right? Because Alvarez is not a big guy; he's a striker.
no,
He's Argentinian. Like, there's gonna be comparisons made. So
yeah.
yeah, let's hope it doesn't work out. Well,
Fingers crossed.
they don't need any improvement, right? Like
No,
that's the best squad in the world, like with the best manager in the world. Let's hope he sucks. Let's hope
yeah,
he flops hard. But he stays healthy though. All right. Moving on to the much more populated but much sadder part of Manchester, United. They didn't bring in anyone. They've got it's sort of like it's similar to what Arsenal did. The difference is they're not left as short as us, but
no, they're
they've loaned out multiple players and they didn't bring in anyone that they wanted to bring in, specifically a midfielder, right?
yeah.
But doesn't look like anything's happening. Amad Diallo went to Rangers. He's gonna play with Ramsey. Um, they've loaned out Martial to Sevilla. That one confused me a bit. But Sevilla's looking good this season. Like they're actually
So,
contenders.
yeah, they are looking good. I think, to be honest with you, with that Martial going, I think Man United fans are looking back on it and regretting him going now,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, because
I
of the
got to be
problems
honest
they're
with you,
facing. Yeah,
with the problems they're facing there. With all, I mean, I could say his name, couldn't I? But you
yeah,
know, but
yeah.
it
No,
is.
Yeah, no, dude. We're not getting into the whole thing, but yeah,
No,
like since
no.
they when they loaned out Anthony Martial, they obviously weren't expecting not to have Greenwood anymore, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're definitely going to be regretting that one. Of course, like they couldn't plan for it, no one could. But yeah, and on top of that, they've loaned out Donny van de Beek. So
If you
I
actually look, because I think you've mentioned about it, Crystal Palace is breaking news. They have just signed a player, of Jean Philip. Is it Mattia?
right?
So
Who
they've
announced
just
it?
it's on. Is I've got Sky Sports News on the telly now. So basically, what I'm doing, I'm
Yeah.
doing this stream, chatting to you, and any obviously any transfers that comes along, it comes on there, and I'll just read them out constantly. Look, so but yeah, apparently they've signed a player. I've never heard of him. I didn't even know what position he plays. So obviously, but if you're a
Yeah.
Crystal Palace fan and you're watching this, you signed a player.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. By the way, not this is outside of England as well, but so Fabrizio confirmed that Mandava, Reinildo Mandava, I'm assuming he's Latin, but he's going to Atletico Madrid from Lille. Don't know the player, but you know, like it's business in the top tier of football. So
Yeah.
we have Halil Duzgan. Um, Who would you both pick as the bargain of the window? Personally, I have to go with Zakaria. I agree with you, my friend.
Yeah.
Also, I'm expecting Asmun to be of great value with Leverkusen as well. Keep up the great content. As things stand, I'd say Zakaria, but you know the thing about bargains is like you got to look at it long term as well because you see a lot of businesses happening in the Prem where we don't know the players, and they've come
Mm.
for even less than what Zakaria would cost Juventus, and Zakaria is
Yeah.
gonna like he's gonna have a huge salary as well. So these players might actually like later on reveal to have been the bargain of the season, but as of now, I'd say Zakaria. What about you, cousin?
Yeah, I most probably agree with that one as well. I totally agree with that one. So, but yeah, I mean, he's the sort of player that he'll play games, he'll come on leaps and bounds, and if somebody was to buy him, snapping up, it most probably be obviously for a bigger fee. So
Yeah.
that's what would happen.
Mm. Oh, by the way, Chambers for 2 million, huge bargain as well. It's just that we're talking at a higher level here, but that's a very like great value for a player as well.
Yeah, I mean, 2 million. I mean, like what we've already discussed. I mean, for a player that can play in three different positions as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So, Villa, that they obviously Villa they got a bargain there. A
He's
good,
played at left back for Arsenal, and he was actually decent.
yeah, I can remember him playing a few games there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. Because we had Kieran Tierney out injured, didn't we? We didn't really have a backup.
yeah,
So
that
and
was the season
obviously
where we loaned out Kolasinac, and we just didn't
Klasnach,
have
he
anyone.
went,
So
yeah, yeah. But obviously he's gone now, isn't he? Klasnach, he's gone for free. So
yeah, we have Tavares now. But yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. But he's
I
not a
think
bad
that's gonna.
player, Tavares. I do like that Tavares. Young. I think
I
you
think
know more about him.
I
So
don't think he's ever gonna become a good left back. I think he's gonna become a great left wing back, but I'm not sure he's gonna like his defensive output's gonna ever reach the level we need him to. But let's
no,
hope so. Maybe he becomes
yeah.
a midfielder. I don't know, a
Yeah, because I
a
thought with
wing or a
what he was
midfielder.
playing him out on the wing, yeah, and
Yeah,
then it gives us an option to put Martinelli from the left, to put him up front, doesn't it?
there you go. There you go. Yeah, you can like he's played at RM and RW for sure, like right wing, left
Yeah,
wing. I think he's more of an offensive player than a defensive player. He's
yeah,
really stupid when it comes to defending. Like he
yeah,
needs to improve. He leaves a
yeah,
lot of spaces open. Like he's so like he goes forward, not really
mm,
thinking about. Yeah, it's kind of all over the
yeah,
place.
yeah. Do you
Right.
think now with Aubameyang going, do you reckon that'd be? I mean, obviously we've got Lacazette up front, but can you see that'd be options of like I don't know, obviously Martinelli playing up front and maybe Pepe coming into the team, getting his spot back on the out on the wing, maybe.
A lot of people are talking about this. I honestly feel like it's going to be Lacazette and Nketiah. I'd like to see Martinelli there every now and then, just because like our best four attacking players are Odegaard, ESR, Martinelli, and Saka. So we don't have
Yeah.
a striker there. So it makes sense for ESR to be playing on the left and Martinelli up front. The
Front,
thing
yeah,
is, my problem with that is I feel like Martinelli is going to become a world class winger. I'm not
yeah,
sure if the same's going to happen at striker. So like long term, it's probably best for us to keep him there.
yeah,
I'd like to see Pepe being given a chance there.
yeah,
Uh, because he's a good finisher, mate. Like he lacks in confidence, which is like it's not good because we need a confident striker now.
yeah,
But he's got a mean left foot, dude. A mean left foot. He's got a great shot on him. He's not a small guy. I think it's worth a shot. But I think I saw this somewhere. Like when we didn't have any strikers available against Villarreal, I think Arteta preferred playing Smith Rowe as a fake nine than
yeah,
Pepe. So I don't know what we're going to be seeing there. We have some great talent, and like don't think just because we loaned out Balogun, dude, the kid that came from Fulham, Beerith, he's a
yeah.
goal scoring machine. Like maybe he'll get some minutes. I don't know.
You
I
might do,
really
yeah,
don't. Like with the amount of players we have, we can see anything, dude.
yeah.
We can see maybe that's why maybe Edu's son's wanting some minutes in the in the professional team, and that's why he didn't bring in anyone, dude. Let's talk about the big dogs. Newcastle. Right, just small story here for you guys. Fluminense, my favorite team in Brazil. Like the biggest player we're chasing is called Ricardo Goulart. He's played for the national team as well. Never made it to Europe, but he was playing in China. Great player, guys. Great player. Definitely, like in his prime, he could have played in the Prem for an Everton, something like that. Good,
Yeah,
solid player. Would have loved him to come to Fluminense. He didn't. He joined Santos. That's another black and white club, right? So we wanted Vlahovic the entire season. He went to
yeah.
Juventus. I wanted Bruno Guimarães. He went to Newcastle. If I go to the zoo, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die if I see a fucking zebra, mate. It's like the color scheme is just like I don't know why I'm wearing this. It's messing me up. It's just like
Well,
it's playing jokes at me, mate. Like,
first things first. I think with is it Santos that the team in the Brazilian league. I
yeah,
think that's is that the team that Matt likes?
it's it's the biggest historical club in Brazil. It's where Pelé and Neymar
Yeah,
played.
yeah, and I think Matt likes that as well. So you know,
Yeah.
we can't talk about him too much, can we? Because Matt has Schreiber thing, you know, we get a big head. What else? So but yeah, I know what you're saying. It is a weird one. It's confusing. I suppose for you is horrible as well. You're like, well, where did we get him? But you know, it is at the end of the day. I mean, everybody sees as the agent, but I think most of it is down to the player as well. You know, just to see
Oh,
the
the Vlahovic one. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's down to do with the player as well. Obviously, depends if they see, well, look, if I go there, I'm going to cost this much. I'm going to be getting games constantly, you know, and obviously games means goals, scoring bonuses, and God knows what else. So and insurance sales as well.
Yeah.
So that's what is all good. That's what is all down to. I mean,
Dude,
we
I,
do
I
get
think he's
frustrated.
actually going to be making a lot less money at Juve than he would have made at Arsenal, actually. I think we offered more money.
Yeah, yeah, we did.
He wanted to go to
Um,
Juve, dude. And
the,
the
the
Bruno
more money we
Guimarães one,
offered, yeah, the more money we offered was his transfer fee.
I
That was
think
the
we
more
offered more salary too, mate.
and salary as well.
Yeah.
But he chose not to go to Arsenal. He chose to go to Juventus at the end of the day. Um, who else was it?
Fair play,
Somebody,
by the way.
some,
Fair
yeah,
play.
it's fair play to him, yeah. But I mean, somebody said to him, he made a mistake. I think it was some Italian player or something like that. He said he's made a mistake. He should have went to Arsenal and made a name for himself in the biggest, like the biggest league to me in the world. You know, which is the English Premier
Pragmatically,
League.
like
So
if you, because we're Arsenal fans, we're
Yeah,
desperate right now because we didn't sign anyone, and most of us are very much so like we don't have confidence in Arteta, but Arsenal is technically on an upward curve. Like we're
yeah,
looking better this season than we're looking the season before. We have some amazing young talent coming up and stepping up. Like our young players are our best players.
yeah,
And Juventus is like this. Sorry, like this. Juventus
yeah,
is in a downward curve. They've lost Ronaldo. They're not doing well. They're struggling to get into the top four.
yeah,
So like it makes some sense. Plus, like he chose the safe route because he's staying in the league where he knows the route to the goal, right? But
yeah,
I kind of agree with that. I feel like Arsenal has it doesn't look that way from our perspective right now. But I get
yeah,
how Arsenal has more momentum than Juventus, but they might
yeah,
change that with the businesses they're doing. So who knows?
yeah, yeah. I mean, we might be like, a disappointed transfer window this season. We just might plug
Mhm.
in and just win a few games here and there. I mean, this season's going to be what it is. But I think if Arteta is the manager for next season as well, I think, I mean, he's had the backing by the board already. To give like roughly 150 million to spend at the beginning of the season. So he's gonna, oh God, end the stream, end the stream, end the
Get on with
stream,
it. Get on
end
with it.
I tell you what, this guy here, I got to congratulate him because he's had more beer today than what Man United has done in signings. That's what it's
I'm on the energy
fair
drink now.
play, Matt.
How you doing?
Not too bad, meeting you.
Really loving the show and hearing about Ramsey, seeing him now at the doors of Ibrox in South Glasgow, giving a thumbs up to the signing. He was meant to go to Burnley, but he saw more potential to go to Rangers. And of course, he is
I
named.
wonder why that is.
But hang on, he is named in the squad for his first game against Celtic this week.
Celtic, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
They
That's
need that.
exciting.
They
That's
need that.
exciting.
That's
Yo,
a big deal.
20% chances he gets injured in that game, but I hope it works out, mate.
Or
I hope
before
it works out.
in training.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, hang
before.
on. I was shocked when Matt came on. He's like, there was some booze. There was some booze coming out of the far side of the actual the screen, but I don't know where they were.
I was on the Man United agenda and we were talking Man United transfers. I needed beer for that because there's nothing going on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask you about the business United has done. Well, just this, like, do you because we're just talking about this briefly. Do you feel like because of the issues that happened, do you think United's gonna regret loaning out Martial?
I think so, yeah, with the circumstances that Man
Yeah.
United are in at the moment, with many different things, of course. I
Mhm.
think they'll look at it and go, shit
Yeah.
the bed. Like I think maybe getting someone in for United would have been good enough. At the end of the day, it's a new manager in who might not be the manager in the summer, taking their chances on buying players
Yeah.
and then bringing it. It's just it's disheartening, but it's nice to hear all these stories coming out. Newcastle still trying to plug away at Dele Alli. That has not been confirmed still at the moment.
No.
That's because Newcastle are trying to give him more money to sway him over to Tyneside. So you can see that one going right down to the very last minute.
Yeah, Newcastle is actually the team we're talking about right now, and yeah. In addition to the possibility of bringing in, wait, Lingard or
Lingard's not going to happen at all. He's staying.
No,
okay,
he's staying.
no, Dele Alli is going to
Dele
Everton,
Alli
isn't
might
he?
still go there. It's not
Oh, he
been.
might. Oh, okay.
He's
I thought it
not
was
been signed
confirmed
by
with
Everton yet. Not yet.
Okay. I hope he goes to Everton. I hope he doesn't go to.
I
He
think he
doesn't go to
might do,
Newcastle.
but I think Newcastle are throwing the bucks at this one.
Yeah,
I think they really want him.
They probably are. But if they don't get him, it's been an exciting January for Newcastle. They've brought in Kieran Trippier, very good, very solid right back from Atletico Madrid for 15 mil. Chris Wood from Burnley for 25 mil. Feel like they overpaid.
Yeah.
Don't quite understand that one actually, but like fair play. Matt Target from Villa on loan. Solid squad player, probably to help him fight relegation, right? Like more so than anything else. And most importantly, one of my favorite players on football, a good Brazilian player that both Arsenal and United, if they were smart, would have gone for. Arsenal should have gone for. I'm pretty sure I messaged BG in some opportunities. But yeah, Bruno Guimarães from Lyon for 40 mil. He went to Newcastle and they mugged Arsenal in the presentation video as well. Wow. It was brutal, mate. It was brutal. It was like shot after shot. And it's like Arsenal's name was mentioned like 4 times in the freaking presentation video.
But Marley, they're jumping the gun because they could still get. I mean, if they get relegated, imagine the banter coming back towards them from Arsenal.
Mate, come, come ask me about this if I'm wrong, but write this down. Bruno Guimarães stops them alone from getting relegated. Like if he doesn't get injured, mate, the relegation battle is over.
What was it? Cuz 35? Was it 35 million?
I think it's 40, but it might be 40 with add-ons and all of that.
Yeah,
dude, he's a fantastic player.
Yeah, I really wanted him to go to Arsenal, but
yeah, dude, his passing, his like the anticipation he has for tackles or just to dispossess the opposition. His movement, he's not very attacking. He's not a goal-scoring midfielder or anything like that, but he does get a couple of assists. Both legs are phenomenal. Both of them, like he has some mean long passes with his left foot, which is technically the worst. I'm sad. That one depressed me. Really
but listen, I mean, the good news is Matt has joined us for the last 40 minutes of this window. The last 40 minutes.
An hour. Hey, they're still going to drip through. I bet you'll wake up tomorrow morning and there'll be some more signings that you didn't expect through the night. Or fax machines breaking and not breaking and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It'll
paper being jammed. Oh, yeah. Did I get one? Yeah.
Are you worried about United's squad being too short right now? Because Arsenal has like 18 players, but we only have 17 more games to play. I think you have more than that, don't you?
Yes, we do. Yeah. For United, it's bad. It's really bad because it's a big rebuild. Pogba's like on his last legs. Lingard's on his last legs, meaning like they're out of contract in the summer. You got all the other problems that are going on. You got Henderson wanting to go. He wants to go to Newcastle tonight. That's not going to happen though. I don't think. So there's a lot of issues at Man United, mate. But there's issues at Arsenal as well, isn't there? There's issues at Leeds. Well, I mean,
what just happened is Arsenal and United pretty much just opened the way for Tottenham to get Champions League football. Like that's what happened.
That's what it looks like, yeah. But then again, I mean, you look at it with Man United, they got such a better team, and than obviously Arsenal. They got players there that they still got players there that they can replace.
Yeah,
we haven't got that. In all fairness, but I mean, bloody hell, I mean, what we're going to do is be a miracle. I mean, we spent 150 million at the beginning of the season, and it's like what I said to Marty. I think it'd be like we almost probably finish 7th, maybe 8th. You know,
maybe.
I do think that, and I mean to spend 150 million this season to finish 8th again.
Yeah,
Arteta's got to pull something out of the bag now or next season. You know, he's got to. If not, bye. I seriously, I don't want him in there.
Well, you never know. You got let's say 38 minutes left or so until the end. You might bag somebody. It's happened before. It's happened
before.
I wouldn't count on it.
But do you find this funny? When Arsene Wenger was in charge of Arsenal and got Aubameyang in, it was in January. Now Arteta's in, he's got rid of Aubameyang in January. So it is, do you know what I mean? So maybe something, but I mean, I've taken notes here with obviously Aubameyang joining Arsenal for a free transfer. It saves Arsenal 25 million.
Joining Barcelona in
wages, but you are paying some of his wages still, aren't you?
But yeah,
No. We're not
no,
loaning him
no,
out, Maddie.
no. He's
We're
gone. He's
getting
free.
rid of him.
Free
Yeah,
transfer.
he's leaving on a free.
He's a free transfer.
Yeah.
But they can't afford to pay his wages. I thought you were paying for the 6 months until then. I don't know. It's something weird about the deal.
No,
That's actually
no.
a structure that I had seen, that it was like a 6-month loan and then like a contract termination or something like that, and he would just go for free. But I think he's leaving for free now. I'm assuming he's taking a pay cut, mate.
Yeah,
what's the point in
he's
saving
some-
the wages? So who's that money going to? That's not going to go to the summer, is it?
No. But according to this, it's just Aubameyang is gone to Barcelona on a free transfer. They negotiated a wage with him. Obviously, he's accepted it, and it saves Arsenal £25 million. That's all we know.
Who pay for the private jet to get there? Come on now. I don't know. Yeah. It's Arsenal are in difficult times as well because they haven't. I mean, Martinelli's exceptional and he will be a great player right now. But to put that all on him or all on his shoulders to try and get top four, for him to be the main guy, or possibly what's the name of matey boy as well, Nketiah, who should probably take that role on, right? Nketiah?
No, he would, but I don't think he should. He's a championship player, Matt. To be honest with you.
Oh wow!
You know, I don't rate him. I don't rate him as in the Premier League. Maybe if you went to someone like a Norwich or someone like that, you might see them. But, you know, but yeah,
Nketiah's a confusing one, mate, because you see rumors from a lot of clubs wanting him, and and Arteta seems to like him, and I don't know. It's a lot of people seeing what no Arsenal fan is able to see. Like, I fail to see what he's good for. He doesn't bring anything to the game. Like, he's a D-tech Gabriel Jesus.
I think what it is as well.
Jesus does, but he doesn't pull it off.
Is because he plays for the England. Is it under 21s? England under 21s.
Yeah, he used to play for the under 21s. Yeah.
His record for the under 21s is prolific. You know, I'm
aware of that.
He's got such a good record there, and I think that's what's keeping him at Arsenal. But the brain of Arteta, I think, well, maybe he can take that to Arsenal. He's had so many chances, you know, playing and all this and that. It doesn't work out. So exactly, but they were better off when Patrick Vieira wanted him for Palace. They were better off selling him, saying, "Yeah, there you go. There's 7, 8, 9 million for him." I mean, we would have made 9 million. I mean, and on top of this, we saved 25 million now with Aubameyang as well. So you take that in consideration, right? So what's that? That's like roughly 35 million pounds there already. So, you know, even if Arsenal come out and loan someone, but that money there was a backup with a possibility of a loan to buy. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't think they haven't got it up here, Arsenal.
The thing is, like, you say Arteta, like, he's clueless because he feels like the record from the under 21 is going to show in professional football. But dude, you see Palace going after him. Borussia Mönchengladbach, the team that had Zakaria, they wanted him as well. Dude, like, some teams want him. They see something that we missed. Like, I can't. I think he sucks, mate. I think he sucks. He might be the worst player at Arsenal, like, from the players that get minutes. He might be the worst.
Yeah.
I think he's worse than Xhaka, mate. It's just that he's not as dumb as Xhaka is, but he brings nothing to the table.
What I wanted to flip on as well, which is quite strange, just taking away Premier League teams, is PSG, Real Madrid. They haven't really done much business this window, and you see Barcelona like trying to dominate the transfer window with lots of frees, like you said, and low wages for players like Adama Traore has gone to Barcelona. Nothing for Madrid, and doesn't seem to be anything for Juventus either. And PSG have been a bit quiet in the January transfer window. Do you think there's any reasons for that?
Yeah, there's one reason for that. Kylian Mbappe. I think PSG spent the entire transfer window convincing him to stay, and I think Real Madrid spending the entire transfer window convincing him to go to Real Madrid. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be happening.
I thought you already made it signed up.
I think with PSG, they've done.
He hasn't signed anything.
No, but he said, "I want to be at Madrid." He said that, quoted that. Like, should be all that you need.
Whenever you ask
Yeah.
him nowadays, he says, "Let's wait and like see what the future holds." Like I haven't decided yet, and I think he's looking at a like nearly a million pound a month, no, a week contract. So
A
yeah,
million a
something like
week.
that. Yeah, it's
Well,
like
Is he
it's
worth
like
that?
over 900,000 euros a week.
Stupid.
It's so much money. It's so much money.
He's
It's
not worth that. No,
no
one
one
is.
is. No one is.
Not even
No one
Messi isn't really, to be
No,
fair.
no one is, dude. No one is. Prime Pele is not like this, dude. This money can like it can help so many people. I think like I can't bring myself to accept this, but yeah, those are the numbers being spoken of, and like one of the biggest players in the world. It makes sense. Real Madrid don't really have like a lot of star power anymore. Their best player isn't really famous to the whole world yet. Vinicius Junior.
Junior?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Great player, great Brazilian talent. Hasn't done much for the national team yet, but he hasn't gotten a lot of chances. But he's not famous, like people in England don't know much about him yet. He's still like reaching his prime. But I want to like I plan on talking a little bit about teams outside the Prem, but we're just like going alphabetically. We're going down the Prem teams, and next one, mate, Norwich. They've loaned out a bunch of players. They didn't bring in anyone. I'm assuming they spent some money on Lucky Charms and I don't know, wizards, some miracle workers to try to save them because that's what they need. Like Norwich is like they're going down. They're going down. They would have needed to spend an amount of money that they've never spent before in their history. So that's that.
yeah, they're not going to spend. Let's cut a long story short on Norwich. Dog shit. I gotta be honest with you. That's what it is. Is absolute rubbish. They're going down. They haven't
Yeah.
really made any signings in this window at all. So, I mean, Delia Smith.
And
I mean, I don't
I
think she's on
hope
that
they
great money, is she? Let's be
No.
honest. So,
I hope they stay down for a little bit and regroup right before they come back
Yeah.
because this yo-yo culture, like what is it good for?
I
Like
mean, to be,
all they do is get promoted and get relegated. What's the fun in that? Like,
the
I,
trouble
I
is
don't
though,
get it.
when you're a team in the Championship and you get promoted to the Premier League, that team gets around about anywhere between 150 million, about 150 million promoted into from the Championship into the Premier League. And then when they come up to the Premier League, they play that season, and if they get relegated, they obviously get money there. Obviously, when they get relegated, I think they get around about 40, maybe 50 mil. But you add that up, that's 200 mil. But this is
What
why
are they
teams
spending that money on?
don't know exactly. Then it depends on the owners, to be honest with you.
The
I mean,
owner's penthouse? Like what?
I mean, you look at the other what last season or a couple of seasons ago when Norwich was in the Prem, everybody was talking about Max Aarons, the right back, weren't they? How good he was, the quality. Arsenal were interested in him. There were a few a few teams from abroad was interested in him. Never went. He stayed at Norwich, and then he chose to stay at Norwich and play another season in the Championship. Got promoted. Nobody's really talking about him now, are they? I mean, let's be
No.
honest. So, do you know what I mean? So he ruined himself there. When Norwich got relegated, he should have left. He would have been a better player than obviously what he is now. Preferably,
He's
even if
not
he
the
went.
only one, Nate. He's
I
not the
know.
only one because
Yeah.
Todd Cantwell is another player that a lot of teams wanted, and he stayed. I think he's not even a regular starter for them anymore.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. But
mate, Norwich. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. If they make this much money, they should be investing a little more in the teams, mate. It's like you just don't see the investment they've made. I don't know. They've made more than 300 million from being relegated and being promoted alone. It feels like they've invested 10, not
Yeah.
million, 10 pounds. So yeah, don't know what's happening there. Southampton hasn't done anything this window either. They've
No.
loaned out a couple of youngsters. Sam McQueen retired.
But then again,
Said
with
that
Southampton, I think they're a team that, okay, it would have been good if they would have did like one or two signings in this window, but where are they going to sign players to? I mean, they've done well. I mean, they did their last game or the game before they drew 1-0 against Man City, didn't they? So do you know what I mean? And they've won a few. They've won a few games. They played really well. They're in a safe position now, Southampton. I can't see them getting relegated. It makes sense for them to spend their money next season, get some of the deals in, and see what he can do. The manager there, I don't know if he might be the manager there next season. He could be, but I think he might go to a better team, actually, to be honest with you.
He's a good manager, too. Yeah, he's a good
Yeah.
manager.
Want to shout out a new person in the chat here, Rira
Welcome.
HG. I hope that's the way you do it. If it was Hook, then Rira Hook. Thank you so much for coming in. Isaac done deal? I'm guessing maybe to Arsenal. Am I hearing that?
I'm thinking that's wishful thinking. I hope I'm wrong.
I heard a rumor today. I'll give you a rumor about this. This is weird. Apparently the rumor is he was spotted in London today. He bought a car.
There was a rumor,
Yesterday.
Yes. Yesterday it was.
Yeah, I heard the rumor today. Sorry. So, I was a day late, but it's still a rumor. So why would he be here buying a car? I'm not saying it is necessarily what it is. It might just be that the car comes from this country and he's here to buy it because it's only from here. Coincidence. Like Aubameyang said, I'm coming to meet my family in Barcelona. Are you hell? You're going to Barcelona. You're going to the football club. Is there a link there with him being in London at the moment? Isak, the very good international Swede striker. Everybody's looking out for him, aren't they? Do you think Arsenal are like doing a secret bid for that right now in the next 25 minutes? Could it happen? Can it happen?
I don't think so. I think Arsenal made a bid. I think it was around 55, and they said no. I don't think Arsenal's going to pay the release clause. That's 70 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was, dude. Like London's a big city. It's a nice city to visit. It doesn't mean anything if a player's there.
No.
I don't know too much about the car thing. I saw a plate where you had Isaac in the back. I'm assuming that's not him. Like, is it? That's a little embarrassing.
No one knows really. When someone knows, he knows.
Yeah. But dude, 70 million.
Yeah, I
would
mean,
have
it
been
looks that
expensive.
way, doesn't it? It seems funny why he's in London buying a beer car and all this and that. He was actually today. He actually came into Bristol. I flogged in my tractor, so he's.
So if you're saving 25 million on Aubameyang, then really it's only 45 million for
Well, exactly. This is what I was saying. This is what puts it in the equation. It seems like it is a deal that could still quite go through. I mean, if it was, it wouldn't surprise me if it's mentioned like within the next 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes of the transfer window, or possibly on after. But
listen,
yeah.
man, Arsenal wanted Vlahovic, but didn't get him. It feels like the second option was Isaac all along. So that's from now on, I think that's the striker Arsenal wants. I don't think we're getting Haaland, right? So it makes sense to go for other.
I think what it was, Matt was trying to boost up my confidence in signing him because I got no luck in Eddie Nketiah. I got no luck in him at all. So, he was just trying to make me feel happy.
Are you happy?
But,
no. I mean, we signed one player in this window, Matt. Well, one. We have. Yeah, we signed a defender.
We signed two, but for the summer. Two American players.
Austin Trusty is his name. He's a centre back. Apparently he's rated high. He's young. He's 3, Nico's?
23.
Yeah. 23. And he's rated highly in the American League, in the MLS, where he plays. And is basically we've bought him and we've loaned him back to the club who he plays for, and then he won't come to us
Colorado Rapids.
He won't come to us to the end of the season. So
why? It's MLS. It's not bloody Ajax. Get him there now. Why is it all just loan him back? Like what the MLS trying to get here with him? Like, is it that great that you really need him to win the league in the Eastern or Western Conference, wherever the hell he's playing? I don't know. It's a bit weird.
Arsenal, like, I don't mind bringing in these players for the summer because it looks like Arsenal's sorting out the squad players as cheaply as he can. So if you do that in advance, it makes sense. So that's what they're thinking. But we didn't do anything for now, and we needed some players for now. The thing about Isaac is, it feels like he's our priority. If we don't if we don't get the release clause now, if we don't pay for him now, to me it means like we're still looking at the market, like we're studying Jonathan David, we're studying Ivan Toney, maybe DCL if he truly comes back and starts playing game in, game out. But like if he's your first choice, you need players right now. You're getting rid of Aubameyang, and like you're still gonna have to pay the 70 mil in 6 months. Pay it now. You have the money. Go do it. I do it. It's a lot of money, but I'd honestly do it. But moving on, because we spent a long time talking about Arsenal, and we're almost done with the Premier League teams. So we have the men down the road. Tottenham. Where's Cousin here? Because I feel, you know what? Let's go back to Tottenham afterwards because he's probably going to want to be part of that. Let's talk about Watford.
Oh, you're going to go to Southampton.
What?
Where are you starting now? Where are we going?
I mean, we're supposed to go. I feel like it's probably my connection that's kind of. I don't know.
He's
I
back
can't
now
see
anyway.
Look. He's back. Okay. We're going to be talking about Tottenham then. Right.
I had to take some painkillers. Like I had an headache. Well, what it is, I got on Thursday. I tested positive for COVID, and yesterday I was positive. Then I took a test this morning when I woke up, and then it came negative. So this is my 5th day now in isolation, but it says I've got obviously another 5 days left, but I mean I've had all my jabs and that, so I don't know if I don't know if you need to do the whole 10 days or what. But
it says negative.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll most probably be lounging about tomorrow and go back to work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Just go back for 3 days this week. So
sounds great, Marley. I think we've got someone to do our show for us in the early morning. What do you reckon?
I could do it when if my missus makes me breakfast in bed. You know what I mean? I can just
Oh, just tell us what you're having for breakfast. Yes, that'll get more views than what I ever do.
Yeah.
Make your own breakfast, you lazy fork.
Well, that's what I got Mrs. for. I've always told her I love her dearly. I told her is either an holiday this year or a new kitchen. She's got the choice of two. So is good backup.
There you go.
So she can't have both. I think it's either a new kitchen she wants or an holiday. I told her that.
All right. Well, getting back on the football track, guys. Let's wait. Okay, Bordeaux made a signing. I don't think we need to shout that out. Okay, Tottenham. You know what, dude? We're looking at Tottenham right now, and we're kind of jealous because they did sign 2 players. But truth of the matter is, Tottenham got rid of Ndombele on loan. He went back to Lyon, right? Brian Gill went to Valencia on loan, and Lo Celso went to Villarreal on loan. And they're about to lose Dele Alli as well. Yeah. They brought in Bentancur, Uruguayan midfielder, right, from Juve, and Kulusevski as well, Swedish winger from Juve. And I think they didn't spend it up front, but they're gonna have spent like 60 plus mil when that's all done. What's funny to me is everybody in their prime. Ndombele is the best midfielder that I've mentioned here, and Dele Alli is probably the best attacking player I've mentioned when you're talking about their prime. So they got some players that aren't doing too well. They have talent, but they're not even old or anything like that. It's just that they haven't been performing lately. They got him out the door for basically nothing. They spent a lot of money on 2 players that haven't proved anything. So I don't know. I don't know if we should be feeling jealous for Tottenham right now. I think short term it's going to work out. I'm pretty sure they're going to finish ahead of us in the table. But I don't think they did good business this season whatsoever. I want to get you guys' takes on that.
No, I don't. I don't think he's good business.
Yeah.
From obviously the players what they got rid of, they loaned out. I mean, obviously, the obvious one is the one he loaned out, Dombele to Leon as well, isn't it? So, I didn't really think he wasn't a bad player, but obviously he just couldn't get in that team, could he? He
Yeah.
couldn't play well, and that's so they loaned him out. The two players that they signed in from Juventus. I mean, obviously that's a key there, isn't it? Obviously getting two players from the same team, so they roughly know each other's style of play. I mean,
Yeah.
that's most probably the decent thing about it. We've got to accept that they might finish above us this
Yeah.
season. That it could be a fact. It's horrible to say. It hurts me.
No, and cousin, when you stop to think about it, Spurs sort of single-handedly screwed Arsenal because they pretty much paid for Juventus Vlahovic deal. Juventus
Yeah,
didn't have any money. They made 60 from Spurs. Now they have the money to buy Vlahovic. That's who Arsenal
yeah,
wanted. And the fact that they loaned out Ndombele to Leon made Leon comfortable to get to sell Bruno Guimarães, who was like
yeah.
not a target for now, but he was a target down the road for Arsenal too. So they did get in our way. I'm just saying the outcome for them is not that positive. Maddie, what are
No,
your thoughts?
it's not. The thing is,
Yeah.
I like to say, obviously, is obviously to Juventus, um, bastards. That's what you are, right? Absolute bastards. Matt's thinking, why did Anthony say that?
Yo,
on
Maddie,
on
do you
our
think it's
There's just some news coming out of West Ham. I'm trying to find out what's going on.
Oh,
You are
right.
going to get to West Ham eventually, aren't you? So I'm trying to find out what the hell is
yeah,
going on.
very soon. Can I just ask you, Maddie, can we swear in Italian? That's not a problem, right?
Don't know.
Because I
Can
don't
you
want to be.
swear in Italian?
I know one. Vaffanculo Juventus.
Are you swearing at Juventus?
Yes, I am. Yes, I
Yeah,
am.
Yeah.
don't do that. We're at Football United TV. We unite all teams together. You can swear at players, managers, but not football teams.
Okay.
Okay.
Vaffanculo Vlahovic.
Sorry.
Vaffanculo Zakaria.
That's
I mean, they signed that other player as well, haven't they? What's that other one? Two from Juventus. Is it? What's that other player called? At Tottenham.
Tottenham? Well, I thought Kulusevski and Bentancur.
Yeah. What's the other one? Bent. Yeah, you might have already said his name.
Yeah, Rodrigo Bentancur,
Yeah.
Uruguayan
Yeah.
player.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's average bit of business there, isn't it? But it's like what we said. They're gonna finish above us anyway. And I just don't like it. It's just Tottenham to finish above Arsenal, and it's happening all the time. It's winding me up. It's getting me down.
Yeah. They're
It's horrible.
finishing ahead of us because they have a better manager, and their squad was already better than ours to begin with. But I
I mean,
still
you
feel
got to
like
fit
the
it in the
business is not
perspective
that great.
of, yeah, you got to fit it in perspective. Like, if you're a Man United fan as well, if Liverpool are finishing constantly above Man United and obviously Man City, it's going to be,
Yeah.
you're a Man United fan. You're going to be distraught somewhere down the line, aren't you? It's obvious. So
Yeah. Matt, you
Matt's
want
not
to comment on
listening.
that?
He's trying to figure out what players going where.
Yeah. Maddie,
Like
do you want to comment on the Spurs
New,
business, or you want us to move on because you're waiting for something there?
Newcastle is breaking news. Newcastle is just signed Dan Burn.
Is that
Who?
Dan Burn.
there's something coming out big right now. I'm just waiting for them to say it, and I don't want it to hear it on air. But it's I think it's West Ham involved in this.
Right, so Dan Burn is just signed for Newcastle. That's breaking news now because I got Sky Sports News on watching it, obviously in the background.
Right.
So, but Newcastle has just been another signing. So
Is that a
Matt
center
was
back?
right.
Because they were after a center back.
Yeah. He's I think Dan
Okay.
Burn. I think he's a centre back.
Okay. Okay.
So obviously they're tightening up their defence quite well. But I think he's one of those that can play in a right back and a centre back. He can play those two positions as well, a bit like Callum Chambers sort of thing. So, but yeah, I think that might be the last bit of business that Newcastle might be doing. But
Yeah, it's just been stated that they've come out and said that's it for them. Dan Brown is playing at his local club, Newcastle. But there is a bit of news coming out. Apparently, it's in an embargo, and they're going to say it in about a minute. So we'll find out what that is.
All right. Well, just we only had two more teams to talk about anyway. Watford, they actually did a lot of business this window. It's just that we don't know the players very well. But they got Hassan Kamara from Nice, undisclosed figures. Samir, Brazilian defender from Udinese. I don't know how much that costs either. Edo Kayembe from UPenn. I don't know what the team is, and I don't know like the fees undisclosed as well. And Samuel Calu from Bordeaux. So 2 players from the French league. The fee is undisclosed in all the businesses they've done, and they've loaned out 4 of their younger players as well. Do you guys want to talk about any of the? I don't know.
I didn't really know much about these players, to be honest with you. I know that they've gone to Watford. I mean, with these signings, are these players the players that could most probably keep Watford up? Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're still threatening. They still could go down, Watford. I mean, if you look at the table, I mean, you look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've got Burnley down there. You've got Norwich down there. Obviously, you've got Newcastle down there. But they've made all these signings now. I think Newcastle they're going to survive. And unfortunately, that leaves Watford. That leaves Watford for me. So, do you know what I mean? So, it's got to be pretty good signings for them to go to Watford for any chance for them to stay up. So, but I mean, to be honest with you, you've got to look at the signings. You've got to look at this window. Fantastic, fantastic window for Newcastle alone. So, the proof's in the pudding. All the players they sign. But trouble is, though, the people say when you sign all these players, they've got to gel. So they'll have to gel quickly for Newcastle to obviously for them to pick up wins, draws. They just got to pick up as maximum points they can just to get out of that relegation. And then obviously Eddie Howe's done his job. But going into the next season, these players, they would have sort of gel and known each other's games lot. So they it will continue. And obviously buying more players at the end of the season. But I think, to be honest with you, for next season, I think Newcastle, what they need a striker that can get them 20 goals.
Yeah,
that's what Newcastle would need next season. The striker, and also Arsenal Football Club. Dare I say it?
Yeah, no, dude. I mean, Arsenal's gonna have to do a lot of business next transfer window. Newcastle, I mean, it depends on their ambitions, right? Like what they want to do next season. But I'm assuming they're going to be spending a buttload of money next season too, maybe. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would.
Right? We don't have much to say about the Watford thing. We did just have a really cool stream about Watford though last week, so do check it out when you're done watching this if you want to know a little more about the whole Watford situation, because we had Maddie had 2 amazing guests talking about Watford.
Yeah, it's really good,
João Pedro. Yeah, that was a good one. West Ham.
Yeah, I saw that stream. Yeah, it was a good stream.
Yeah.
Charlie Hibbert's in the house.
Charlie.
Oh, Bournemouth got Todd Cantwell. Yeah, that's a really, really, really good acquisition for the championship. Didn't know that. But West Ham is another team that's competing for good places this season, but they haven't done anything. They loaned out a couple of players. I think they tried to get a lot of players in, but they were not successful. So that's another team that Arsenal could have opened a gap against and didn't happen. Or United, can say the same.
If Charlie's in the house, and obviously if he's still watching this, Charlie, put in the comments what you think of the striker that Newcastle signed from Man City signed from River Plate.
Yeah, Alvarez.
Yeah.
Give us your thought, mate. Give us your thoughts. Um, right. He's asking us. You know what? Before we answer his question, let's just get through Wolves because that's the last team in our list. They've done a couple of things. They got Hayao Kawabe. I don't know the player from Zurich, Switzerland. They signed Chiquinho from Estoril in Portugal. They permanently signed Juan Hee-chan, who was already playing for them, right, from RB Leipzig. And they signed another, I think he's Korean, guys, but if he's Japanese, I do apologize. Jeong San-bin from Suwon Samsung. Right. I don't know the players, but four players coming from Wolves. They do have a really good scouting system in there because they find out about players that we don't really hear of before, with the exception of João Moutinho, who was already famous before joining them. But the only player of notoriety that left was Traoré, who, I don't know, he's strong, but he's not really that good, right? I don't think Wolves fans are too pissed about losing him. Thoughts, cousin?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not too sure about these players who Wolves have signed.
Yeah.
It's like what you said. They got a good scouting team there, so obviously they must have some talent for Wolves to sign them. In the end of the day, I think they bought in. They haven't really got rid of anybody as in such, haven't they? I know that striker they got up front for Wolves, that Toure. I don't know if did he end up going to Barcelona in the end. I'm not too sure. I knew Barcelona were after it, but
Adama?
yeah,
Yeah, he went to Barcelona. Yeah.
he went,
On loan, though.
yeah,
I
he
think
went
there's
there.
an
Yeah,
option to buy. Yeah.
yeah. So obviously, it's a shame there that obviously he's gone, but obviously with these players picking up, I think they're more attacking um, players, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, they're not exactly extremely weak in defence, are they, for a team like Wolves? Do you know what I mean?
No, they're good.
So yeah, these are attacking players, from what I can gather. Um, Obviously, as players that they need, they're not going to go down. They're going to survive. They'll be in the Premier League still. I would like Ruben Neves there.
Yeah.
I'm open for that to come up in a bit. But yeah, that's it. So I can't really see much on these players, to be honest with you, cuz.
Yeah. I think the situation's still the same. They're going to be fighting for European places. I don't think they stand a good chance of finishing in the top four, but top six is up for grabs for Wolves. They play their cards right. Laji's doing a good job in there, so yeah. Big up the Wolves. That wraps up all the Premier League teams. So now we can. Well, first of all, let's answer this because little Charlie has a question for us. What's the best January signing so far? Uh, like best value or just the best player that changed teams? Little Charlie, what do you?
Ramsey for Rangers.
Okay, that's an
For them,
unexpected
yeah,
response.
amazing buy for them, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, for deals, I look at it and I think to myself, I think Christian Eriksen to Brentford. I think
that's
that'd
really
be good
cool.
for them. That's a really good signing for them. Do you know what? I'm going to say Everton as well, with Frank Lampard being the manager. Obviously, because this window is all about players, but we've had manager come in, obviously Frank Lampard, and also the loan signing of Donny van der Beek. I just hope he plays Donny, because we even though we've gone to Man United, we haven't, as far as I'm concerned, we haven't seen the true Donny van der Beek.
No,
I don't know if Matt agrees with me. I don't think we have. I think he's got more to produce, Donny, but I think he would do that within Everton, and we'll see more of him. See what he's
yeah,
really about, and see if obviously if he does leave Manchester United next season, or whether Man United will want him back, and play under their new manager when they get a new manager for next season. So, it's interesting stuff, interesting things that's going on at the minute.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think like I wouldn't be true to myself if I didn't say like the most exciting one is probably Vlahovic. Like he's one of the best strikers in the world at 21. So he's definitely like he's probably the best player that changed clubs
Where's he gone?
this transfer window.
Oh,
What?
I thought you meant Premier League, cuz when you were saying what's the best, I thought you meant in Premier League.
No, no,
Where's
no, no, no.
Vlahovic
Just
gone?
best. He's gone to Juventus.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because you
wasn't
said,
talking Premier League
oh,
guys.
right,
Like
okay.
Good shout. Good shout.
Premier
Because
Good
you were
League.
buy.
saying,
Buy.
you were saying, cuz before the stream started, it was Austin Trusty. You reckon it was the best midfielder?
I was talking to Anthony, and I find it funny that I'm assuming Holding's going to be leaving in the summer as well, and Trusty's going to be coming to replace him, which means we're going to replace one pun for defense with another pun. We're
Yeah,
replacing Holding with Trusty, so we got to have pun in our defense.
and I think
But
that Saliba be coming back and staying next season.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I read, so that'd be 4 centre backs there.
Yeah, I mean, how long are you holding him for?
yeah, right.
He's like a bloody prisoner to us, isn't he? We're just letting him go on, like, there and everything. But yeah, I think, I mean, not being funny, a player like that, a defender, is a 25 million, and it was Unai Emery that bought him. So come on, let's be honest. He's got to play for us next season, and he's
And
got to
he's
give it
been
a
doing
whirl.
amazing. He's so good for
Marseille, isn't it?
Marseille
He's
this
about to.
season.
It is
Oh yeah,
Marseille,
dude.
isn't it?
He's I think he's I saw somewhere he's made team of the week like 7 times this season thus far. He's playing really well in Marseille. And dude, Lil Charlie, best signing in the Premier League, I gotta say Bruno Guimaraes. He's one of the best midfielders in the world in my eyes, and he's really young. 40 mil
Yeah.
looks like a lot of money, but I think it's gonna prove to be a bargain, mate. So I gotta say him.
30.
Most expensive signings this winter. So
Oh my God!
Vlahovic,
Breaking news! Breaking news! Ruben Neves has left Wolves and gone to Arsenal in a 40 million bid. He's gone.
no,
Arsenal signed Ruben
Whoa,
Neves for 40
no.
million. He's in there.
no,
He's in there.
no.
Yeah, he's just come up. Breaking news.
Oh no, that's who I wanted.
Yeah, and now it stopped. Window closed. It's just come up just before the window closed.
No, it's dude. Are you sure?
No, I'm only fucking about. Don't worry about it. Get Matt.
I'm glad I didn't have my camera on, dude.
Matt's face, you bastard out of here.
Steven, mate. Hi, typical Arsenal. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. Hi, Charlotte, bro. Hope you're well, mate.
I wanted to get
Hope
that
have
in
you
there.
back on my
Sorry,
channel
Matt. I had to get
sometime,
that in
mate.
there.
Yo, Steven, it hasn't been that long, mate. I'll be back tomorrow for sure.
His heart's
Miss you
pumping.
too, buddy. Miss you too. Dude, why would you do that to us? Why would you do that to us? Like,
You know what I'm like. I've got to do something when it comes towards the end of a stream.
Clip
Al.
him.
Yeah,
Clip
I
him.
always do it.
Clip him.
you're a good actor, mate. That was decent, actually.
Right, that's past 11 o'clock. Done.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is
Yeah.
it? It's not all over yet. There will be some trickling through. Are you guys still carrying on for a little bit?
Yeah, I think we're gonna wait to see if
you want
anything
us
else
to.
happens.
Yeah, I
Yes,
don't mind.
I've got beddy bios. I've got to get up at 6 in the morning, so I've got to sort myself out. But guys, lovely stream as well. I will be watching in bed, so I hope you do stay on for a little bit longer. And anybody that's tuning in right now, thank you so much for checking out Anthony and Marley, because they've done a terrific job. I think I've watched the whole thing since 9 o'clock they started, and it's now 11.
Which means you've done a terrific job as well, mate. Thank you for that.
No worries, mate. No worries. I really, really enjoyed it. I could have been with Jim White, Sky Sports. You know, I could have been with one of those, but I wasn't. I was with Anthony, Farmer Boy, and my Brazilian. I'm going to do this in a farmer accent as well. My little Brazilian friend down there in Copacabana.
Charlie Milan. Charlie Milan.
Marley Chillen, yeah, see?
Marley Chillen. Yeah.
Yep, Stephen can take my place if you want him to. because Arsenal didn't do any business, so there's not a lot to talk about with Arsenal.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
guys-
I'll send him the link. I'll send Steven the link. But thank you, Maddie. Thank you so much for coming, mate. Always
Yeah,
love
thank you,
streaming with
Matt.
you, brother.
Thanks.
Thank you guys. Brilliant show. Loved it. I'm still going to be watching, by the way, before I pass out.
Yeah, mate. You
and,
go ahead.
the
It's
last-
not at your age. It's not healthy to be up at this time.
No, it's not. It's not.
No.
No, it's not. And I need help getting into bed as well with a spatula just to get me out sometimes. Just get me in.
Yeah.
You got to roll
There
me
you
in
go.
from a slide, mate, just to get into bed. That's how bad
Or
it is.
cousin Tony
Yeah.
with his tractor, right? That could probably be helpful.
Yeah. Don't forget to put the bedpan underneath the bed, Matt, or beside the bed.
Oh, that's all right. I got a colostomy bag. It's fine. I
Oh,
don't need a.
That's a good way to wrap the show. We're gonna be staying here for a little more though.
Take
I'll
care.
see you, Matt.
We'll see everybody tomorrow for Football Politics show. We got Jim coming
Yes, sir.
on.
Yes, sir.
Very good chat about gay pride in football and his experience as well. So it's a very important vlog to spread awareness of how and what people have to go through in order to to be themselves and watch football. And
Absolutely, this is one we've been looking forward to for a while. Actually, Jim Asmore, he's amazing. And based in DC, he's one we've been trying to get him on the show. So yeah, we're looking forward for tomorrow. It's gonna be a good one. Check it out, please. Really important one as well. He's right.
Take care. Let Stephen take my place. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I'll do.
Give him some medicine, mate. Give him some medicine.
Yeah. So leave so that we can have an aesthetic upgrade here.
Take care, peeps.
All right. I'll see you, Matt.
Take care, Maddie. Take care. All right. He's out and Steven's in. How are you, mate?
Oh, bloody hell. Entry.
Channel's looking better now.
Wankers.
Entry.
You are tearing wankers. Oh, we're getting Isaac. Oh, we're getting Vajevic. No. Right. Oh, Arteta knows what he's doing. Yeah, right. Bunch of...
Did you see that trick,
I'm
Stephen?
sorry.
What I played on them at the end?
No.
I have Matt and cousin wound up. I said that in the last 30 seconds it come up. I said to him, breaking news, Arsenal has just signed Ruben Neves for 40 mil.
I just want to say this. No. Am I allowed to like lose my shit? And just
No,
drop
no,
like
no,
F-bombs?
no, 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 you're not. You're not allowed to lose your shit, mate. You're not.
Because I'm done with this fucking football club.
Oh, you
Done.
already lost your shit by dropping the F-bomb because we
I don't
avoided
care.
that thus far.
No, man, I don't care. Unless you want it done on the
Steven,
Arsenal gossip
Steven,
bump,
one second. Steven, you don't care, but I do. This is my channel with Maddie, mate. We don't want F-bombs. You have plenty
Flipping
streams
wank.
in your channel to be doing them.
All
So,
right, flipping. Then, like,
I think, to be honest with you, cuz, if you drop the F-bomb, one or two is not going to hurt, but no more than two. You see what I'm saying? But just don't do it straight after one and the other. Just break it up a little bit.
yeah, you gotta spread him. You gotta spread him. It's gotta be I mean, we're not big enough to be monetized anyway, so it's not. You know, it's
what's the
just a
point?
style thing. It's just a style for the audience.
mate.
But you know what?
Look, this fan base gets so hyped up. What did you expect?
This is
What
not
did
an
you
Arsenal
expect?
show, by the way.
But I'm just saying it from an Arsenal point of view. What did you lot expect? This is Arsenal to a T. Let's sell our best players. Let's always sell our players or spare players. Let's not bring anyone in and then say, "Oh, it's all fine. It's all dandy and rosy." Like, where's the Isak? Where's Vajevic that you all said we're getting? Where's the Ronaldo deal we said we're getting? Where's the where's all these players that we said we're getting? Where are they? Where are they, guys? Gummaris, right? We're getting snubbed left, right, and centre. Yeah, mate, this lot are deluded. You really thought we were getting all those players? Come on, mate. This is Arsenal Football Club. Like, this is Arsenal under Edu, Arteta, and Vinay. They haven't got a clue what they're doing. Right? And all I'm hearing now is oh, it's not Arteta's fault. Well, how is it not Arteta's fault? He's the manager, right?
You've got to
I'm not
blame them
completely
both, Steve.
blaming. No,
You've got to
they're
blame them
all to
both,
blame.
Arteta and
They're all
Edu.
to blame. Well, I'm trying to hear. I was already trying to hear on the Twitter space. I think last night was like someone trying to divert the blame out of Arteta, and I said no. They're all three of them. The three Stooges, I'll call them. They're all to blame. They're all to blame. Don't try and twist frigging Arteta out of this. Right? You're telling me as a manager he's not going to get a say on what he wants and what he's allowed to let go. Get out of here. Come on.
It's been announced that Aubameyang is going to Barcelona. That was just
Oh,
announced.
great. So
by
we've now got
police.
18 players left on the books as a first team. Yippee.
You know
Yeah.
what?
We've got 11 We've got 11 starters and 7 subs. That is it. We've got nothing else. Nothing.
But we
And
signed
you're
a
supposed to sit
player.
there and go, you're supposed to go, yay.
Two
We,
players.
we signed 2 players.
Who?
I can tell you now who they are. In American League, Austin Trusty. That's his name. He's a defender who plays
Are
for
you trying to
American
troll
League.
me?
Right? No.
Trying to
Austin
clickbait me?
Trusty. He's a defender. So we got all trust in him. The last name Trusty. So we got to put trust in him.
Trusty the process.
Right. And there's also the goalkeeper. What's his name?
Matt
Oh.
Turner.
Oh,
Matt
the Pirates
Turner.
of the Caribbean, Matt Turner.
Yeah, Matt Turner. And also there's another one we're after from the name. I mean, because Arsenal likes signing people with weird names. An English guy. His name is Jeff Tampon. So I don't know who that is. So
That's a clickbait. That's a clickbait. I'm right.
that was true.
The first two were right.
The first 2 are true.
You know
Yeah.
what? I gotta say, Anthony and I mean, I'm laughing now, but we're definitely in a better mood before Steven joined because, like, we're laughing at the situation. Steven came
Yeah.
here to depress us, but fair play. Fair play. He's an Arsenal fan. He's not happy. Neither are we.
Molly, you
It's
really think I was
better.
going to come on here and be fake positive? No.
Not fake
Well,
positive. It's just that we weren't talking about Arsenal when you joined.
And to rub
But
salt in the
what-
wounds, guess what, cuz?
What?
Crystal Palace, they have just signed another player as well from Wayne Rooney's Derby County.
Okay.
So a guy called Luke Plange. I think I've heard of him. I think he's a midfielder. So, but yeah,
Mm.
I mean, but then again, you look at it this way. I mean, that's 2 more signings than us.
Yeah, no, everyone got someone but us.
Yeah.
I think it was us, Southampton, Norwich, maybe 1 or 2 more clubs like
Mhm.
Chelsea that didn't get anyone, United,
Leicester.
Leicester. But the thing is, we got rid of a lot more players. But you know what?
Yeah.
It's actually good, Stephen, because it's good for us to get all of this out of the way because I'm gonna explain this very simply here. This entire week, everyone, like every Arsenal YouTube channel is most likely going to be talking about how disappointing it was this transfer window, right? Like we're going to be talking about how frustrated we are, how we're probably screwed in
Not
our
every
top 4
channel, mate.
chances.
Not every channel. Every channel's going to spin this. Oh, but at least we got all the deadwood. He knows what he's doing.
Most channels, Steven, you know what I mean. Most channels are going to, dude, even the
ones
most
that are
positive, even the most positive fans are very underwhelmed, mate. They're very underwhelmed. Come on, like who's saying who's saying we had a good transfer window when
Well, that lasted long.
Muted himself, honey.
Mate, like, there will be some people that will try and spin this and like, yeah, but at least we've got rid of all the deadwood that we don't need now. Well,
Yeah.
like, yeah, but that deadwood we need to, in case we have injuries. That's the whole
Injuries.
point of squad depth.
yeah no
And we ain't got. It's not just like It's not like we've always had low squad depth compared to Chelsea, Man City. We've never had that sort of squad depth. Get that, but we've got. When I talk about no squad depth, this is not even a lie. We have got nothing, and I mean zilch. Not even any spare backup or anything. We've got nothing at all, and everyone expects us to just sit here, and the fact that people aren't protesting outside the stadium shows how low our standards are.
Yeah. I mean, you look
But
at the first two words what Arsenal hasn't got is depth, balance, and flair. We haven't got any of that. We haven't got any of that in a minute. So all the players that we got rid of and the players that we got in the team now, we got to try and create these three things in with the players we got now.
And a couple of
yeah,
those players we got on loan would fit in that side right now.
Yeah.
what I was
Now,
saying before I had to go for 1 second,
yeah,
like most, even the most positive Arsenal fans are very underwhelmed now. Like you're not gonna find
I
anyone
think it's
anyone on
funny,
Twitter.
mate.
Some people might, might point out the few positives from this, sure, but everyone's very underwhelmed. So most of this week, everyone's going to be pointing out how underwhelmed they are, how we're probably screwed ourselves when in the fight for top four. So I'm not going to be interested in doing that in the show. I feel like it's going to be repetitive. So
I think it's
I'm gonna
funny,
be
mate.
spending the next Friday in Gunners from All Corners trying, trying to make sense of the
I think
transfer
it's.
window.
I mean, I think
yeah.
it's funny, mate.
Well,
Like all these fans have been sitting here throughout the window, like thinking, no, they're gonna sign someone, gonna sign someone, gonna sign someone. We're gonna like and hyping up the players that we're gonna sign. No, like, oh, it's not. Maybe they're not like this. Maybe the regime hasn't changed. It never did. The way we act has never changed, right? When you like the fact that they thought having Edu and Vinay and Arteta was the three stooges in there, they thought that the regime had changed. We turned the corner. We never did. And I've been saying this for time. We never have, right? Maybe now some of them will actually wake the f up, right?
that's the
Wait,
second one.
but I tried not to, but you know what I mean.
No, it's
Like,
okay. The second one was good. Last one though. So
yeah, they need to wake the hell up and realise it's never gonna be what you think it is, right? So just accept it, right? Either just either just accept it and stop being fake positive about it, or do something about it. I'm willing to do something about it. I'm willing to go down the Emirates every day and protest if I have to. Be a lot of money for me because it is 2 hour trip every time, right? But I'm willing to do it. But the problem is I'll be standing there on my own, like an idiot, because this lot just sit there and just go, yeah, well, they'll believe the next thing that comes out of there. They'll spin this in whatever they don't want. They will spin it in some way, and then all our fans will go, yeah. That's exactly what we were doing. That's exactly what we were doing. Well, that's not what you were saying 5 minutes ago.
yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna be doing Friday, spinning things.
But this
Because
is the thing. But
Friday,
this is the thing.
Friday,
On every Twitter,
I wanna
sorry,
try to make sense of what just happened because
because
obviously, no bueno.
yeah,
Go ahead.
the only thing I've said is the only thing I've noticed, like when I started doing these Twitter Spaces, I only just started really, right? And some of them like try and have a fair argument with, but most of them, I mean, I remember one. He's so far up this process his arse, it's unreal. Like nothing can be done wrong by Arteta in his process. It's all process and nothing, and you're basically repeating whatever comes out the club's mouth, right? And I'm sorry, mate. You need, if you actually believe anything that this club comes out with, you need help. You need help, honestly, because you're gonna do yourselves no favors mentally, because they're gonna up big time.
That's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough. It's more than fair that you're depressed. I can see that you're like you.
I'm not depressed by it, mate. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you're
I'm not
just
even depressed by it, man. I've got other stuff in my life to make me depressed about when I haven't asked to do it. Right?
Yeah.
I just yeah, I get angry about it and then I just move on.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm apathetic to the thing now. It's don't expect anything less out of this club or anything more.
Right. Apparently, there's some problems in the Fabio Carvalho deal from Fulham to Liverpool. It seems that the
Okay.
documents were not finalized in time, so might
Summer.
all go tits up. But then again, like he was only joining in the summer, I'm assuming it wouldn't be a huge issue, right? Like they're just gonna bring it back from where they stopped. So it's gonna be a very easy negotiation. Stephen, mate,
Mhm.
going away from Arsenal a little bit, what are the big highlights of this transfer window in your opinion in the Premier League outside of Arsenal? Because Newcastle had an amazing transfer window, so did Villa. I reckon we both said that Everton did well as well.
Villa. Villa, I'm really impressed with.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with them. What they've managed to bring in. And don't forget, they've got rid of a manager this season as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we all thought, what the hell they're doing? Now look at them. They're buying Coutinho. They've bought.
Digne,
Uh, what? Digne, innit?
Digne, Lucas Digne.
Lucas Digne. Yeah, they've bought some quality players. Right?
Yeah.
That and Newcastle we always expected, with the money they have pumped into the club, that we're going to do something. Right? And it speaks volumes about Arsenal Football Club, how we're getting snubbed by. Like, and all the Arturian fans will probably go, no, we were never snubbed by Nick. He just chose to go to Newcastle instead. Well, that's snubbed, mate. He snubbed Arsenal to go to Newcastle.
No, he didn't.
Like, he
Arsenal didn't make
decided,
an offer, mate.
mate, he knew we were interested, but he decided to, instead of hang it out and ask for and wait for Arsenal, he decided I'm going to Newcastle instead.
Yeah, but that's not snubbing. That's not snubbing. It's like
I would have
one team
hanged up.
wanted you
Yeah,
now, the other team
come on,
wanted you in
mate. He was
6
never wanting to
months.
come to us.
You
He never
don't.
wanted to come to us.
Honestly, mate, you're probably gonna get angry at me.
And
But if Arsenal made an offer, I feel like we would
no,
have gotten him and not
I don't
Newcastle.
think he would.
Yes, yes.
Because this is exactly what. No, because do you know why? Because of the way we're acting.
No, dude,
We're not acting
we
any
have
different to what we've done before.
we have a big Brazilian base, mate. We have a Brazilian. He sucks, but we have a Brazilian sporting director, and we have two
Oh,
players
he
in the
sucks now,
team.
does he?
Well, now, yeah, dude. What would you expect him to say? I can't defend him
What
anymore,
did I
mate.
say? What have I been
Are you
telling you?
kidding me? Are
What
you
have I been
kidding me?
telling you?
Edu just
I've kept telling you, like, he's no
yeah,
good.
no, dude. I can't defend Edu anymore. But just back on the Bruno Guimarães thing, you have Gabriel Magalhães already in the national team and Gabriel Martinelli knocking on the door. So it would be amazing for him to join a team where two Brazilian internationals are playing already. So he'd make a little less money, but I can guarantee you he would have chosen to come here. But Arsenal didn't want to spend that money. They wanted to spend that money in striker. That was a horrible mistake. Not chasing a striker, but just like waiting until Vlahovic finally said no and joined Juve. But okay, what are the other questions here? Do you want to ask Steven
I'm
anything,
surprised by.
cousin?
I'm surprised by Ed. Sorry. Go on. You go.
It's
No,
just,
yeah,
I mean, obviously, I can understand it is a disappointing transfer window for
yeah.
us. You know, there's no ifs or buts about it, and it was niggling in the back of my head. I could see Aubameyang going, and we weren't going to sign anybody. We went all out for a striker we didn't get. Turned us down and went to Juventus. We didn't have a plan B for that.
Yeah.
If you would have had a plan B, you would have signed your plan B instead of signing plan A. So you know that sees it all there. I don't think it was with Arsenal because we spent the most at the beginning part of the season, which was around about 140 mil. So do you know what I mean? Is that was what it was. I think he had back. I think Arteta lad did have a back in there from the Cronkies at the beginning part of the season, but
Yeah.
you know he didn't have new. There weren't new backings. I don't believe there was no. They weren't going to go out and sign anybody in this window. Yeah, I do think they had the intentions of doing that. So you know, I mean, for a team that you support, all right, you're interested of who goes where to other clubs, but at the same time, you're interested in your own team as well, what you support and what player or players that you can sign in this window. But I think for us, it was rubbish. But listen, if I was a Newcastle, a Villa, an Everton fan, I'd be over the moon. Seriously,
Yeah.
you would have to be. So
Yeah.
I think good luck on them. I think anybody that's if there's still people watching this stream now and you support a different team from them, I just hope your team signed the player that you wanted, and and all the best to you. Uh, but
Yeah, mate.
regarding I mean, look at this. Man United hasn't signed anybody. but they've got so much. They still got the depth, the balance, and the players there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only one player left in this. That was Donny van der Beek on loan. I mean, bloody hell. I mean, I would have loved Arsenal to sign Van der Beek on a 6 month contract. Within that midfield, and most probably people say we won't most probably want him, but with Donny, you could play him in the middle and out wide. I mean, are we going to see more Pepe now?
No.
Are we going to see more Pepe now? So if not, we should have signed Donny van der Beek. He said, "Oh, guess what? Your father-in-law. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He used to play for us. He's Dennis Bergkamp, innit? Yeah. Well, why don't you come and play for us then? For 6 months." But no, nothing.
None of the players ahead of Pepe in the pecking order left. Aubameyang wasn't ahead of him anymore recently,
No.
so I don't think he's going to be getting a lot of minutes. He's going to be playing as much as he was playing before AFCON, which is a little bit. Most players that left were in this same scenario. Like, we didn't lose anyone that was playing a lot of games. It's just like it's left us shorter. It's 17 more games. We're screwed because this looks like a team that's very confident when it comes to injuries, and Arsenal's horrible. Like, our history with injuries is really bad. So yeah, dude, we're a couple of injuries away from having a really bad team. Our starting our starting 11 didn't downgrade whatsoever. We didn't lose our main players coming off the bench either, right? Like, our main defender coming off the bench is Holding. He's still here. We still have the same midfielders. We didn't really like Ainsley Maitland-Niles was literally the last one in the pecking order, even though most of the fan base doesn't agree with that. But it's really a matter of numbers. The one I'm really hurt with is Chambers because I feel like he could probably be doing a job for us now in a couple of different positions. But
Yeah.
Stephen Mate, bargain of the season, bargain of the transfer window. Sorry.
Bargain of the season. Transfer window.
Yeah, this is what
Ooh.
Halil Duzgun asked. I hope I'm pronouncing close to what's actually right, mate. I'm assuming I'm not.
It's hard to say actually.
Well, he wasn't rated much at Arsenal, but I think it's
Let
Callum
me try and
Chambers as
get
a bargain.
sorry, I haven't really
Yeah.
been. I mean, the reason I can't really come up with anything right now is because I've never really paid too much attention to like club by club transfer done deals. I need to look at the done deals because I haven't really seen much. Oh, Christian Eriksen to Brentford on a free is a good move.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good move on a free.
Zakaria to
Bentancur to
Juventus for like 8.
Yeah, for about 8 million, isn't it?
Ramsey for free
Yeah,
to
for Ramsey on a
Rangers.
free. Yeah, there's a few there. I mean, let me have a look at that
Chambers, like
Van der
Cousin
Beek
mentioned.
Van der Beek on a loan.
Well, loans. I don't think loans can come into play in this conversation, like because the
Right.
players are going to leave. So
Bentancur on a undisclosed fee to Tottenham. I mean, I don't know too much about him, to be honest.
no, that's not a bargain, mate. That's not a bargain. I think it's 15 plus mil. Like, he's nothing special. Spurs had they had an awful transfer window.
Is that
It's
also with the other one in the same deal, or is that two separate
Kulusevski.
deals?
Kulusevski is a
Kulusevski.
loan with an obligation to buy, but he's more expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
The two combined is more than 60 mil, mate, and they're not great players. They might work out, but my thoughts on the Spurs transfer window is that right now they're clear favorites to reach top 4. These are not bad players. They're going to help their squad, and they're doing better now than the players that they got out the door. But I feel like their transfer window was horrible in the long term. Horrible, horrible, horrible. They spent so much money. They loaned out some talented players that like, just haven't worked out. So I don't know. They overspent by a lot. But
40
I
million
say
pound deal
I
for
agree with
Everton.
Cuz. I feel like
Would you
Chambers
f-
for 2 mil. That's the bargain of the season.
Yeah. What do you think about but Chambers for 2 million is a bargain of a deal.
Yeah.
What do you think about some people will say that's not a good deal, like, but because they try and this is the thing, they'll brandish like Chambers is absolutely dog shit, like to excuse the fact of why he's left and we ain't got a replacement or something like that. He's saying that he's not value enough to keep him anyway. Everton signed Dele Alli for 40 mil. What do you make of that? I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad deal.
Wait, Everton?
Everton set to sign Dele Alli in a potential £40 million move. I don't know whether this went through.
40 mil.
It
A lot of
is
money.
true. Basically, what it is, they haven't signed him not yet, but from what I gathered, what I've read on here, apparently it's still in negotiation, it's still in talks because obviously they approached the player before the 11 o'clock, the hour of 11 o'clock, so it can continue up until is it around about 12 o'clock dinner time tomorrow or something like that? It's something like that. You know, you've got so many hours. Yeah, it still can go through until early hours in the morning. So, but there's a possibility he could be an Everton player.
Yeah, I feel like 40 mil is a lot of money for him. You have the English tax and all of that, which means Spurs transfer window turns out to be better than I expected, unfortunately, because they only lost like 25 mil. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I hope it all goes to crap.
Of course.
But
No,
yeah,
it will do, mate. It's
that's a
Spurs,
good
mate.
sell. Everton
It's
likes
clubs.
spending a lot of money on English players that haven't been doing well. They did the same thing with the Iwobi. I hope it works out better with Dele Alli, mate. I really
Have
hope
you
it
asked
does.
Stephen how he thinks that like what how would Frank Lampard do at Everton, knowing that this transfer window is about players, but we've also had a manager
Yeah,
as well.
go ahead.
Yeah, but
Go
what
right
do you
ahead.
think, Steve? Stephen, what do you think of
Um,
Frank Lampard?
I think that is a gamble for Everton in the middle of a relegation battle. That's a big gamble, and I don't think that will pay off. To be honest, but then I could be wrong. Um,
I think I don't think he'd do a bad job there. I mean, obviously, you know, he'll get a few wins, a couple of wins, a few draws under his belt, and gradually just creep up the league. That's what Everton want to do this season. But next season, I think he might attract, you know, a few quality players there. You know, in
mm,
and try and get him up to a reasonable standard, maybe like an eighth or a seventh, something like that. Maybe try and get him into a qualify for Europa League either next season or a season after. But you know, I think that's the right club for him. I think Chelsea was too big for him. Chelsea was way too big for him coming from Derby. I think
of course
Everton
it
is
was.
more like his. I think that's more like a Frank Lampard club.
Of course
Yeah.
he was. Then that was always going to be a big two move. I think he got away with a little bit. He did well initially with no
Yeah,
transfer, but with a transfer ban and everything.
yeah,
But
Championship.
yeah,
Yeah,
man, it's just like
Right. Just well,
yeah,
before you go on, because apparently he's leaving, you can see
big up
that
Static.
Static is in a great mood. You can see like the capital letters tell me that Edu out, Vinay
Yeah,
out, Arsenal board out as well with that angry face. So he's clearly happy.
yeah, big up Static,
Tell it.
man.
big up that.
Get
I
ready
don't.
for eighth place again. He's also very optimistic, as you can tell.
Okay,
I said exactly
listen,
the same.
Static. Look,
Morley
I
and
said
Pano, I'm off. Take care, mate. Big up, Static. Always welcome here,
I
my
said
I
man.
get
that.
why I get why Static and that are probably angry and that, but this is the thing. Like I'm not angry like anymore. I've got to a point that I don't expect anything less. I really don't. I'm done getting angry over it. It's not worth my time. I've got
Yeah,
enough things to be angry about in my life. Arsenal don't need to be one of them. Like, of course, it doesn't mean I don't love the club. I love the club to bits. Otherwise, I wouldn't do what I do on YouTube. Like, because you got to love the club you love to be able to constantly get on stream every day and talk about it. But especially when it's shit. Like, but I, I, I don't get. I get angry maybe during a game, but I don't get angry after it. I'm done. I'm over it.
all right. Well, guys, I think we're gonna be wrapping up soon. I don't think anything else is gonna be happening. The Fabio Carvalho deal has collapsed, as I said, could happen. So Liverpool have not signed him yet.
Yeah, he's
But
off. He's off.
yeah, but he wasn't joining now anyway. I don't think it will make a difference. He's probably joining in the summer.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
don't
that
see
was
why
more
he
summer deal,
wouldn't.
to be honest.
Steven, given that I've stated how Gunners from All Corners is going to work out next Friday and that we're going to try to, make sense of this, so we're not going to be able to complain as much as you probably want to. Is there anything else you want to get out of the way, mate? Go ahead. The room's yours, mate. No censorship, no limitations. Go ahead. If you want to drop an additional F bomb, go ahead. One more though.
Mate,
One more.
this explains to me why Arteta, Vinay, Edu, and that need to go because they're fucking useless.
There it
They
was.
are
Used it
complete,
early.
absolute trash, right? And I'll keep saying this when you've got a deluded fan base, right? That sit there on Twitter Spaces and make it out like I'm fucking deluded, right?
Dude, it was one.
Oh man,
Steven.
I'm sorry, man.
Steven, it was
I'm sorry, man.
one.
I'm just sitting here all week and I get on Twitter Spaces, sitting there saying, making me sound deluded because I don't back Arteta. This is why. This is why I don't back any of this lot, right? Because it's the same old different colour, same year, same shit, different season, right? And when people are actually wake up, I'm gonna laugh, right? The amount of people today have that have started realizing, oh, maybe it's not the same, maybe it's not the same. Well, there you go. Maybe you should stop flip flopping every 5 minutes and being Arteta in and Arteta out just to suit your blooming agenda or to suit whatever way the fan base is going. Because no doubt everyone's going Arteta out because of all this what's happened here. So they'll probably all say they're Arteta out now, right? When are this lot gonna actually demand more for their club and start making me that I'm negative? I'm not negative. Why? Why am I negative? Because I want to win a league. Why am I negative? Because I'm not putting up with 8th place year after year after year. No, right? So I'm sorry. Either raise your standards or go down the lane.
It's always dangerous to give Steven
I'm
the room
sorry,
like
man.
that, right?
I'm fuming. I get fume. I don't get fuming with the club. I even get fuming with the fan base because they make it out that you're the negative and you're the arsehole, right? For wanting more from your club and demanding for more
I
and
get what
wanting
you're
the
saying.
same standards that I've had since 2004. And I've got kids that weren't even born then sitting there on the Twitter Spaces telling me that I should hush my gums and I should back the process. Mate, you've never seen us win a league. You weren't even born then, so don't even tell me how to support my football club.
By the way, I fully get what you're saying. I should just say I know there's a lot of people that use negative and positive in that way. I just want to clarify because I do use those terms and I do refer to you as negative every now and then. And when I say negative, I don't mean, like that's not the negative you're saying. It's
Yeah,
like
I know you're
negative
not.
as in like not believing in the project at hand, which by the way, rightfully so. I'm just saying that's what I mean when I say negative, right? It's different. It's not like, oh, you're a negative person. No, you're negative as in you're pessimistic about what's happening right now. More than fair
I don't
because you
believe in the
expect more.
plan either, Marnie.
Yeah,
I don't believe
that's
in the plan because this is what happens.
that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Cousin, can you put any holes in what he said?
Um, I, in all fairness, Stephen knows most of my faults
Mhm.
about Arsenal and my opinions regarding the club, the manager, Edu. All right, a certain amount of the conkeys and that. I've noticed, Stephen, you've been a bit frustrated on your last lot of streams, and rightly so. I can understand that. I think you've got I mean, just I think you all watch some Babe Station, mate. Just really release some of that attention.
You're
You
an
know,
asshole.
just release some. I think you'd be all
Mate,
right.
I get pissed off when people telling me I'm like I shouldn't be angry with what's going on. Right, and this is exactly how we should be behaving.
But at the end of the day, Stephen, it's your opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's your opinion what counts. If
We
nobody
act like a
likes it,
small
it's
club.
tough. It's like with Cuz. Cuz got his own opinion on Arsenal, Arteta,
Yeah, they have a go at
whatever.
me because I'm a
Yeah,
fan that's got
most
a
of
big
my
club
opinions are
mentality.
fake, by the way, guys. So don't worry about mine.
This
I
is the
just
thing. They
play
have a go at
devil's
you for having a
advocate. I
big
don't
club
really have an
mentality.
opinion.
That's what they do. They
You know, I
have a go
got
at
my
you for
opinion.
having a
Yeah,
big
but
club
I got
mentality.
my own opinions as well. But seriously, what I said, Stephen, just think about it. You know, bit of Babe Station, release some of that attention, and I think you'll be. I think it, you know, just you'll
Don't
be all
you
right.
Yo,
don't need to know
Steven.
what you do every night.
Well, it's good. It keeps me away. It keeps me away. It keeps my mind off of Arteta,
Does it keep
basically.
you
So
away from
you
the
know, it's
missus?
Yo,
well,
Steven.
Ander.
If you squint your eyes close together with the table, with the background, with the shirt he's wearing, doesn't it look like Anthony's just a floating head?
He's always been a
I'm a what?
floating head.
You're a floating head because everything in your square is pretty much the same color, so it just looks like your head's floating alone.
How does it?
Yeah. I'm squinting my eyes. Yeah, you're a floating
It's
head.
blending in.
Yeah,
Blend.
that's
So
pretty
I
much
can
it.
come on,
It's
come
the
on, come on,
it's the
come on, come on.
table. I know what you mean. It's got a nice
Marley,
shine to it, and it reflects
Marley,
up
It's
Marley,
here.
Marley. What's the song? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, chameleon. Come and go.
I used to do that years ago.
Music United TV, guys, 2022 as
Stephen gets the
promised.
joke.
Trust me, that's gonna probably get clipped now. But there you go.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna be wrapping it up now because well, we've run out of things to say. Arsenal did not have a good window, but this wasn't an Arsenal stream. If you just tuned in, by the way, 4 people still watching. Please make sure to smash the like, subscribe if you haven't yet,
No,
share all
don't
the
bother
videos.
shit.
Watch what,
Don't bother shit. I'm joking.
dude? Okay, let me put
I reckon.
myself back here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
See,
thank you
look,
guys so
he
much.
can't even put a shirt on properly.
Hey, Petey, don't wind up my cousin. Look at him. Look at him. That man's working out. I'm telling you now. Look at
Yeah,
the posture and the physique on
he's working out how to get bald.
it.
Dude,
Well,
Steven's such a freaking asshole, dude. Why do I invite him to the streams? Like, what's the point having Steven here? It makes me want to. It makes me want to abandon football altogether.
yeah.
And he starts insulting me. But anyway, I do love the guy. Cousin,
No, you don't.
mate, thank you for being here with me for almost 3 hours, like two hours and 36 minutes. You're a beautiful floating head, man. Where can we find you? What are you gonna be up to? Let us know.
Well, I'll start off where you can find me. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also find me on this channel, Football United TV. You can find me on Dugout Daily with Little Charlie. You know, that's a good one. We're hoping to come back and start running that up soon. Because Charlie's broke his laptop, so you know, it's
Ooh,
you got to wait for that to get fixed. So that's that. The other thing is, well, you can find me on SVT TV. I think he's getting a bit pissed off with me now. Keep coming, like coming in and typing in these comments. You know, that's the feedback I'm getting. But you know,
Mate,
it goes to a good.
you put a super chat in, and then you're telling me like for being a knob.
dude, he's
Yeah, but I,
spending
Yeah,
yeah, but
money.
man
What
Steve,
do you
having
Steven,
expect?
speed.
Steven, Steven,
No,
if
but
I
this
put
is
a
the
super
thing.
chat, if I put a super chat in saying you're a knob, it means you're a good knob, not a bad knob, a good knob,
No, but what's the
right?
thing is, Molly, you know you're telling me to say like F, like stop saying the F word or the
Yeah,
F bomb. Do you know what he'll do? If you ever get monetized on this channel, he will literally put a comment in where you have to read out the F word.
yeah,
Because
he'll
the
trick
super
us.
chat
I
you have,
know.
because the super chat you have to read it out
Yeah,
Yeah, I know you
unless it's
do.
something offensive.
dude. But
That's why I send the other one I sent to you as well, wasn't it?
you know what? Cousin Tony's a good friend of ours, mate. He's a good friend of ours. He knows we're gonna read his comments if he writes whatever, but we're only gonna read his mean comments if he pays. I feel like it's a good logic. I'm pretty sure I was the one to tell him to do that. I was on stream with you and I said, "Yo, if you're gonna start
It's you,
insulting
isn't it?
Steven, pay." That's what Anthony started doing, and that's how Steven's actually feeding himself lately
Well, you was
with
there. I think you was
insults from
actually on the.
Anthony.
I think you was on the stream, cuz I put a super chat in, and I said I googled Stephen Featley and a picture of a penis pops up, like, but it was like, and he was like, I'm not even reading that, but thank you for the donation, Anthony. It's much obliged.
Okay, guys, we had about 2 hours and 20 minutes of serious content. It's gone to shit from a couple minutes on. But Steven, Nate, before it gets worse, where can we find you? What are you up to, mate?
You can find me moaning about Arteta, Vinay, Edu, like having a go at this lot, because they're supposed to be friends. But yeah,
Ooh.
you can
Hot
find us on
kettle, hot kettle.
Shut up. You can find us on SFeetly TV. Obviously, SFeetly is my handle if you want to get on touch on my personal Twitter and ask to come on. We do Arsenal football content on the new channel SFeetly F1, where we do F1 content as well. And yeah, please go and sub to that. We're 27 subs now. And we want to get to 100 before the season starts, which is mid-March. So I want to get to 100 by then at least. So please do, if you know anyone that's an F1 fan, go and subscribe to that channel because you'll get expert knowledge and great opinions as well. And yeah, all to raise money for Children's Liver Disease Foundation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good calls. Good
Go
calls.
support it, guys. Go support it.
Good calls.
Because Lewis Hamilton is so much better than Arsenal is, it's almost
And he's
like
an
seeing
Arsenal fan
two
as well.
Stevens, right? Because you see the Steven that's actually hopeful for something and the Steven that's hopeless.
No,
So it's
the thing
awesome.
is, no,
Support both
the
channels.
thing is that no matter if Hamilton is ended up at the back of the grid, right? Because the car wasn't great, for example, like 2009. The reason I don't get upset is because I know he puts 110% in, right, and he does whatever's best to get the result. This lot don't. This club doesn't. And that's the
Is it
difference.
Hamilton an Arsenal fan?
He's an Arsenal fan, yeah. So they asked.
Yeah.
So the reason I found out is because they asked him about Wenger when he announced his retirement. So the next press conference they asked about his retirement.
Can you
That's
play
why I know he's an
DM?
Arsenal fan. No, unfortunately not. I remember he played. No, he did play. What he did do, and the reason I also found out is before the 2019 Monaco Grand Prix, they did a get together with Thierry Henry. They had Perez, Cudicini in goal. They had also Campbell, Merson. Who else did they have? Jamie Carragher in there as well. Like a whole group of them to play like three on three, which was really kind of fun actually. And they went to penalties in the end. He scored his penalty. They
You
really
can probably
took it
play
out of him as
striker
well.
then.
No,
There you go.
they really took it out of him as well. Like even though he had the Monaco Grand Prix where you're probably getting shift left and right, he proper was getting battered. I'm like, fucking.
We
hell,
should
he's not
sign
doing
him
that
to
do
play
anything.
striker for 2 months before the Formula One season begins. That's probably
Yeah,
a
we
good
need him.
call. Okay, guys, it's been a long stream, longest I've ever been in a long time. Stay tuned to all the content we have coming up. We have Gunners from All Corners on Friday, where you cannot actually expect the regular opinions because we're going to be trying to make sense. We're not going to be nagging at the transfer window because I'm going to be doing so much of that already on Steven's channel throughout the week, right? So you're gonna get a different view.
Because
Can
is
I-
is is Stephen going to be on the stream of Gunners of All Corners?
Of course he
Oh,
is.
was
Of
it?
course he is.
Is he?
Co-host.
Yeah.
Oh right. Ah, fuck it.
I
I'm
believe I'm
watching
a
it then.
co-host now, aren't
I
I?
ain't watching that. Fuck it.
All right. Yeah.
I
See.
believe I'm a co-host now, aren't I?
No. Yeah.
So,
He's
so
gonna be there, but we're gonna be trying to make sense of the
yeah,
transfer
Marty,
window. But
am I a co-host now? I might take it. Am I not like a co-host now?
of course, you're co-host.
Oh, great. When am I getting paid?
Are you
Trouble
kidding
is,
me? With all
Stephen,
the
By the way,
free labor I've given you,
Stephen.
mate.
And by the way,
Trouble is
when
though.
when I get paid, I don't want it in that Brazilian dollar crap. I want it in pound sterling, mate. Like,
That's
Trouble
probably
is though.
smart. That's smart.
Trouble is though. with Charlie, I noticed with cousin, he's slightly different because Matt came on the stream, and then you came on the stream, and with you two being his boss, do you know what I mean? He had to, you know.
Lies, lies, lies. No one bosses me. Well, one person does, and she's laying on the bed right now, but that's the only
Oh,
person that bosses me. But, Steven, let's do this. Yeah? £1 per minute. I'm gonna do the math. How
You
many
can
minutes I've
fuck
spent on
that.
your
You
channel? How
fuck
many
that.
minutes you've spent on mine? You're fucked. There you go. I dropped the last F bomb. But guys, very special show tomorrow. Gay Pride and
He drops
Football
a
with
lot of
Jim
F bomb.
Masner and Maddie. I'm gonna try to be there as well. We have the FITA show coming very soon. We've announced this for a long time, but we got the green light. The show's happening either this week or the next one.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about football in the American continent. Really excited about that one. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have some of these guys every now and then as well, but we're gonna try to get some experts. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. Someone blabber on while I find the outro because we gotta go.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
Oh.
tired.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so
All I
much.
can say.
Go ahead.
No,
No, you're not getting that sneaky last word in. No, go ahead. What do you have to say?
I'm not saying a word.
Nothing? I'm gonna mute both of you before I go out then. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Ciao.